Hey,
Bang. What up? What up? What up?
Hello,
What up?
everybody. How's everybody doing?
hey, Willie, it's a jam.
Everybody having a smooth moon day?
Monday fun day.
So it goes. Something like
Money,
that.
money making Monday. Money making Monday. That's what it's called.
Hey, Skilly. Hey,
What up?
Shanna. Hey, my
My
Renaissance.
Renaissance grandmas. What's up, young girl? Shanna, what the business be? Willie, Sir Jess. Jam. Skilly in here early as hell.
For real.
What up there, Skilly on the air? It's good to see
It amazes
everybody.
me
What
how
is
you do
popping?
that. Gina,
Jason, what up, twin?
hey, Gina.
That's Jinta.
Gina, I just got your text message. I was just reading it.
What the?
Hey,
I
Coy.
know.
Yeah. Real deal, the realest dealest.
The
Well,
real
E,
to
what's
the
popping?
deal.
Hey, Joseph, I just texted you also.
Dollar make you holler.
It's a
$2.
busy lady. It's a busy lady.
Jay, how are you? Coy.
Mr. Corey, what's the word? What's popping? Yeah, man. Geophis.
Tap
Jason.
in.
That's the money man right there.
Tap in.
Yeah, you know it.
Mm.
Rip, what it is, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be, what it's gonna be. Only person that's
Mhm.
gonna tell us is $2. That's where I get my info from. For sure. For sure, for sure. Hope everybody had a cool weekend, man.
It was a long weekend.
Yeah, it was like an
Oh,
extended stay weekend.
What?
excuse
Really?
me. It's only 8:02 and I'm yawning.
Cause we old like that. We
I
should
feel
be in
like
the bed.
Gina. Gina be going live at 6 and be done by 6:01. Sorry, Gina. I shouldn't go for Gina like that.
What?
I'm sorry, Gina.
You saying Gina old?
No, I'm just saying after a long week, we be tired.
Mhm.
She got the end of the week and I got the beginning of the week.
Well,
Something by Sophia.
that's that girl. I know who she is.
Hey, Sophia.
I know who she is.
Sophia, me and somebody else was talking
Hold
about
on.
you
Wait,
today
wait, wait,
and how
wait.
you're such a wonderful person.
I passed by somebody and I don't want to disrespect not now one bit.
Wrong
Shamir
again.
with the SK. What it is. How's things going? How's business? How's the wife?
Hey,
It's good to
Ray.
see you. Hey, matter of fact, Shamir, I gotta holler at you.
Who's Shamir?
Who, Shamir with the SK.
Oh.
Loaded coffee.
Oh,
Ah.
hi,
Mm.
Shamir.
Loaded coffee. I gotta holler at you, brother.
What's loaded
Hey,
coffee?
Walty.
Loaded Coffee is a wonderful black-owned coffee
Yeah, I keep.
business.
You know what? I
Y'all
gotta
better check
order.
them out.
It's cool.
I'm gonna order from you because
Check
I
them
I'm
out.
am
Check
out of
them
definitely
out.
ordering.
coffee. C and
Yeah.
T, how are you?
I was waking up today. I
Hmm?
wake up real late today. I don't know why. But I was scrambling around the kitchen, hungry. Still have not ate all day today. I was like,
What?
no.
We made dinner. What happened
Oh
today?
yes,
Yeah,
I
I
did.
did.
We
What?
did. I did eat dinner.
How you
Hey,
forget
But
that?
Jason,
You would want
I
to
was
remember
scrambling
dinner.
around in the kitchen.
my Renaissance grandma.
I could not find any coffee. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, well, you need to get yourself some loaded coffee then,
We will.
brother. Yeah, man. But yeah, man,
DG, how are you?
everybody go out and check loaded coffee out, man. Dope coffee business down in the south, down by me, not too far away. Yeah, man, check them out, hit them up.
Is it? But what's the website? Is it
Just
loadedcoffee.com?
yeah, just go to just put in loaded coffee and it'll bring you to them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's how I be finding it. Definitely.
I want to give people the right
DG47, what it
information.
is, what's popping?
It's CT Design Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Tap in. Iced coffee isn't bad. I love iced coffee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love iced coffee.
Nola Gun Guy, what's popping? What it is, what it
Hey
could
Nola.
be. Yeah, man. So we had a weekend. Our weekend was this big. This
Really
big.
fast. It was quick.
I don't know, man. It started off on Thursday. It like Thursday was I had to go in stupid early, so I went to work at like 5 a.m. and try to hurry up and get done. Um, I'm sure everybody's aware that RGG had flew down to Georgia to hang out with us and go over a lot of things for the meetup and location and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So had to go to work early to get off early to meet him at the range and all that. So it's been nonstop since then. Nonstop. Erica just dropped loadedcoffeeco.com in the chat. So y'all hit that, man, and go over there and browse around, man. Get you some merch, get you some coffee.
They sell merch.
But yeah, Shamir, I gotta hit you up. As a matter of fact,
I'll remind him.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
remind him.
Yeah.
Philly Slow, how are
Philly
you?
Slow.
What up, Philly? So we did a lot of shooting, we did a lot of walking, we did a lot of eating.
Oh yes.
My
A lot
gosh,
of
man.
eating.
My gosh.
You
If
know-
I eat like fucking potato chips for the rest of the month, I'll be good with that. I'll be good with that.
All I'm saying is I've been working out really hard and
Do that shit all
went
out.
all out the
Do
window.
that shit all out. Monique, what up?
That's all I'm saying. My Renaissance grandma, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello.
She was the
welcome
first
in.
one here.
But I wasn't sure if I acknowledged her or not, and I would feel funny if I didn't.
You better get it right. Better get it right.
Hey, Monique.
Hey, money.
Monique, A. Because she's Canadian. Or she is in Canada. Do
Mhm.
Canadians... All right, so Monique, in Canada, are there Canadians or do you like claim your area? Like, do you say like I am Quebecian?
That's a city.
Oh, what's that whole area in Canada? Quebec, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Quebec.
I don't know.
Quebec is the city.
No, is
Hey,
it?
Grand.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Quebec is.
Yeah.
Hi, Grand Life. Let's not.
Both ways is fine. There you go. Ray Official, what it is, what's popping? What is the word?
Ray Official.
Yeah, I know, right? 11 years old, smashing that bass. What it is, what's popping? Grand Life, what up, cuzzo?
Oh my God,
What happened?
that's somebody's name.
What?
You was like, yeah, 11 years old, smashing that bass, and I was like, wait, what?
No,
But
that's
it's how you said it didn't sound right. Just
Man.
to let you know. That's how
Hey.
I had that look.
Joseph, which one did you get? The Run DMC joint? Hey, don't forget to check out Fat Guy with Guns merch. If anybody hasn't seen it or don't have it, get your hands on it. I should have mine on today, but I got on this Knicks hat. I don't know why.
Why are you bending the rims?
Relax, Captain.
Yeah, chill out.
Why-
It's
Go ahead.
not even your hat.
Go ahead, take it easy, my friend. You're too much
Whoa.
crazy. Jova, what it is?
Crack like crazy.
Maurice
Whoa.
Evans, what's popping? What's popping?
Hey, True Ghost.
True Ghost, Howard Jizzle, my nizzle for shizzle.
Hello, Maurice.
Yo, Emmy.
There's something wrong with you.
Nah, it's a thing.
This
Blizzards now.
Man. So either way, we had fun. Listen, we went to all right, so we went to the range, we went to restaurants, concert, another restaurant, another range again. Tap in 6 too many.
No,
3 too many.
3 too many.
Yeah, 3 too many. But they looking good and swollen. Pain in the ass, but swollen.
One of them.
With the puppy.
So one of the girls,
Chris, what's going on?
I love her to death, but she's a handful.
Who? Starbucks.
Mocha.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mocha's not a
She's
handful.
she is.
Mentos, what up?
Mental.
Monique, we're gonna get into that. It's an American thing and it sucks. But we about to get into that in just a minute.
Hey Virginia, how are you?
What up, Virginia Bush Crafter? But so we did that. All right. So and then we take a little trip up to Atlanta real quick to a gun show. Shout out to Refrigerator Q. Hung out with that brother for a quick sec. Shout out to Tactical Tina.
Oh, I
Hang
can't
on, what?
believe I missed her.
I don't know how it happened, but we went back in. We was leaving, and RGG and his beautiful wife had to get on the flight. And then we were like, you know what? We drove all the way up here. Let's go back in, do a little networking, etc. And
Couldn't find her.
couldn't find her. AK Lover, what it is? White Side.
Side.
What's going on? Javon's what it is, brother,
Chris
brother.
Stevens, how are you?
But yeah, man.
Joe
Two-
Barbecue.
Yeah, $2. I had mentioned it. I did mention it. I saw everybody like, yo, we're gonna be in Atlanta. Stop through. Da 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 da. So either way, we go up in there. And I don't know what we had some great relationships, but here's what I'm getting at. Here's what I'm getting at. So this one dude is a gun show, mind you. So this one dude is selling this electrical impulse massage machines.
Oh my God, guys.
All the shit that you could go buy at a gun show. This is what we leave with.
It's amazing.
This electrical impulse
It's painful.
massage machine, muscle relax. I don't know what the hell to call it. So the guy puts it on my back, like it has to have two things, two electrical pulses or whatever. So he puts it on my back. So he's like, yeah, you feel it? I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm not a massage guy, So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Now, this going on my shoulders is not me. This the machine. The machine's smaller than my phone. This the machine. He said, all right, you ready? He said, I call this, what do you call that one? Beast mode.
Yeah, beast mode.
He called this beast mode. My motherfucking arms was like, oh shit. What? Hey, cut it off, bro. Cut it off. I can't fucking control nothing. So Erica said, I want that for Mother's Day. Damn, got it. Boom, get it. Here's the thing.
No,
We
don't.
want to play with this thing, right?
Yes, we do.
Me and Alex ain't satisfied just like okay, Mother's Day. No, we gotta try this shit because something wrong with us. Fat guy with guns, what up, big brother?
Hey, Zach.
So we say on the way home, yo, break open that shit. Let's see how it really works. So we start hooking it to parts of our body.
Yo.
He's driving, and this shit has his fingers going all like this. I'm like, Billy, take this
Yo,
shit.
you
Take it
cannot
off while
control
you
it.
driving.
So it'll send a pulse through you, and it does it like intermediate. So from here, it kick on. My whole arm went like that. I don't do this. This is the machine making your hands do this shit.
You cannot control it.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It makes like
Hey.
this. This is how it makes you like.
That shit was hilarious.
So just to let everybody know, if Billy puts it on you at the meetup,
Run,
Just
because I'm
run.
turning that shit all the way up.
just run. Just
All
you're
the
gonna
way
want to
up.
fight him because it hurts after a certain point, and I think it
It
goes up
does.
to 20.
And if you try taking it off and putting it back on,
Oh, man.
it hurts.
It's crazy, but a lot of fun. Lot of fun.
No, the gun guy.
But that was our excitement.
And let's
for the
get
weekend.
something clear.
What?
Billy, you asked me 5 times if I wanted the damn machine.
On
That's
the fifth time you said yes.
yes, because he was
Happy Mother's Day.
cut the price and he added more things to it. So Billy was like, but he cut the price and added this, and this.
Yo, you started throwing slippers in and fucking back massages, all that.
So we end up getting
So-
I end up getting it
So
for Mother's Day.
fam. What up, big brother?
2A in LA.
What is the word? What's going on? So listen, man, we're gonna do this like we always do it. Matter of fact, let's pay the bills real quick. If you haven't heard through the grapevine, or found out lately, we are doing something called ARM 3, which is a regular meetup 3. It is June 16th and 17th in Thomasville, Georgia. We have an amazing weekend. This ain't no quick one day something. This is spread out for everybody to come in, enjoy, and relax or whatever. Starting off with the soft meet and greet. That's Thursday. And we're going to hang out and do something really, really cool. And then Friday, we are going to have the women's conference in the morning. Let them young ladies go out, hang out, and do what they do. And then we are going to have our meet and greet on Friday evening. Go, oh, y'all know how that goes. Y'all already know. Fun. And we got the entire hotel to ourselves so we can act a fool. Don't act too much a fool, but let's have fun. And then after that, we have the range day, which is one of the dopest things going in the world. So early in the morning, we'll be hitting the range, doing some amazing things. Me, Zach, RGG discussed a whole lot today about that, how that's going to go down, and it's going to be really, really, really dope for everybody out there. And then after that, well, let me not to mention there's going to be food served, and after that, we're going to come back, chill out at the hotel, get ready, get fresh, put your jupe on, put your sneakers on for the sneaker ball, grab a bite to eat. Yeah, another time we're providing something to eat, grab a bite to eat, and then get ready for the RGAs. The RGAs is a way that we pay love, respect, and homage to the content creators that we know and love. And we are going to big them up, give them their flowers. And after that, we're going to turn it up a notch because we're having an amazing concert by the legendary hip hop artist, Twister. That's going to be nuts. Oh, shit, that's going to be nuts. And right after that, we're going to have a little after party and fade away into the night. So hopefully everybody's ready for that. Have a good time. Let's start the topic, which is a very, very, let's say, old, fresh topic, if that makes sense, because time is ticking. Time is running out. For those who are on the fence to make a decision, we have generally about 30 days to figure it out. Are you going to SBR, if you can, any pistol that you have with a brace on it? How does it affect you? How does it affect people around you? Are you ready to comply? Are you going to, what way you're going to comply? Are you going to say, fuck the system? What's it going to be? I'm going to drop the link. Y'all come in, hit that link.
Please also remember, never ever leave this out. Please be respectful and mindful of other people's opinions. Because you do not agree with their opinion does not mean we just, have arguments and stuff. Let's be very respectful on this topic, please.
That's right. You hear that, Zach? There it goes. Fuck your opinion. All right, here we go. Gentlemen, fat guy with guns, what it is, young brother.
What up, man?
Hello. How are you?
Hey, Erica. What up, Alex?
What up?
How y'all doing this evening?
Where'd my button go?
He don't know what.
Not bad. Real deal. What the word is?
What's up?
Not a thing. What's going on, gentlemen?
I'm hoping for a fiery but respectful debate tonight.
Oh,
Okay.
It might not be a debate. Everybody might feel the way you feel.
Topic. Subject.
Armel, what it is?
It's a good topic. What up, Armel? What up, everybody?
Also, please, if anybody's watching,
Nola, what up, man?
do understand that these are all opinions. Sorry. Nobody on here is a
lawyer,
political figure, a lawyer, or
constitutional
maker.
Constitutional scholar.
You understand? We're just having a conversation. Don't take anything without doing your due diligence on the topic, and don't tell anybody that Billy from My Fly Family said go fuck yourself and your system. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, so
Yeah.
Go ahead, real deal. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to say I'm glad you brought that little piece up because we all heard of prison lawyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
There's too many YouTube lawyers. I mean, there's real YouTube lawyers, but
You want
I'm
to know
talking
something?
about fake. There's people that think they know the law and they spew a bunch of crap out and they don't know nothing.
Real deal. I think that might be a bit of a disservice to some real jailhouse lawyers, but there's some real cats who've been in the system who study they're real jailhouse lawyers. They just ain't got.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you do a disservice to them guys when you compare the two.
Yeah, man. So listen, What's the two of you, starting with Zach, what's your opinion on the SBRing of a pistol? Are you for it, against it?
I mean, I have to be honest. I think it's some bullshit, but I think it's a fight we're gonna lose. So I did what I had to do. I got too many damn pistols. I got too many. And for me to go and SBR 8 pistols, that's $200 a piece.
Ooh, that's a lot of trash right there.
A lot of
That's
money.
money right there.
Well,
So
I'm
I
gonna buy
think
another gun.
because I thought about it. I'm against it, but I had to do what I got to do. I had to do what I had to do. That's all. That's how I look at it. I don't look at anything because people talk about. I'm not looking at it's a registry, it's a this, it's a that. I think it's stupid. I mean, I see what Armel's talking about with the fingerprints, but all I had to do was walk to the front of the police department and say, "Hey, I live in this city. I want to have it done," and they done as many of them as I wanted. So I had my own cars or whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is. We could be against it, but I think we're gonna lose this battle. I don't think we're gonna win it. I think we're gonna lose. I've been watching some of the stuff and some of the things that they've been asking for. There's a particular strand of, if you watch, even the guy that Real Deal doesn't like, I've been watching, and there is a particular way that they're wording these cases in order to get them through. There's something in there that we don't know because we're not lawyers that's causing us to lose. I've seen one lawyer who's been saying that we're probably going to lose this, and she's been right this whole damn time. There's something going on in there that we don't know because we're not lawyers.
That's right.
Are there some soft wins that occasionally are coming up, or I feel like I've heard
not pistol braces. Nope.
Yeah, not with the pistol braces. No, that judge who gave that, the judge that I just knew was going to put a stay on it in Texas, in North Texas, or wherever he was. The explanation that he gave for was that they didn't have any standing for him to put an injunction against it. That was his explanation. Now, he didn't throw it out because he's basically saying that it still had standing in order to file, but there wasn't anything there for him to stop them to basically put a stay on it. To me, that doesn't bode well. That doesn't seem well to me. It's just like the thing that's going on in Illinois right now. I expected that thing to stand, but now they're back. And then there's some wording that they've been using. It's something new. The anti-gunner stuff is law. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't. But when you listen to it, it sounds the same. It's this argument that they're using that seems to be almost working. This because the law is the law. The law ain't right, and it ain't moral. It's just the law. So that's what's happening. I think we're losing. And whoever these lawyers are, they're smart that are trying to fight against it, but it seems like they don't have a leg to stand on almost. That's what it seems. Now, and then like Amy Coney Barrett, she's the judge who was at the Illinois stuff because she asked for, they had to give the Secretary of Illinois had to give their explanation as to why, they shouldn't shoot down the injunction or whatever, and they're all wording this stuff the same way. It's not a slam dunk. I thought it was the same thing at first. It was a slam dunk because we had a conservative court. It's not. We don't know the law, and I think that's what's happening. We're getting caught up in the law and we don't really understand.
True that. Patrick, what up? Boy, I missed somebody. Kingdom Defense, what it is?
Patrick Irie, how are you?
What up, y'all? What up?
I've said
good evening, Real Deal. Good evening.
What's up, Armel?
I'm the
What it
cameraman.
is?
Hello.
What up,
Let me say what
Armel?
I gotta say real quick, Armel, before we give the floor to you, because
Ain't no stopping Armel.
that's right. What you got on the roll? Just sit back, grab a drink, and grab some popcorn. I've said since day one that the real fight with this is not these pistol braces, it's the NFA, and that's what they have behind them, and that's what makes it so different from everything else. We have since 1934 to present day, this has been the law. There's been a short time frame, 10 years or maybe 15, that we've been allowed to use pistol braces. And that's the key word right there, allowed to use pistol braces. We just didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to use a pistol brace. The ATF gave us permission to use a pistol brace. And now they're taking away the permission because they have the NFA to back them.
Yeah,
Now,
what has to happen with this is Congress is going to have to, I believe Congress is going to have to do something. I believe there's going to have to be a ridiculous sweep in the Senate and in the House.
Right.
And then the president is going to have to be different. I think that's
right.
the only way this is going to get done. I don't think it's going to change the way we think it is through the courts.
You have to get rid of the NFA.
Real deal. Before you go on your tangent. Nah, just messing with you. Nah, but for real, the NFA, right? That was like in the 1930s when they had gangster movies.
1934. It doesn't matter.
Hold up.
Okay.
When they had gangster movies and stuff, and people just now got used to watching movies and seeing John Wick shoot 1,000 rounds. It was scary to them. You know what I mean? It was almost real.
So there's more exposure.
Yeah, it was made scary. So somebody tucking a machine gun or something, or a cut-off shotgun, or a short barrel Tommy gun underneath their coat was scary to people, right? Later on, 2020 or something, most states got concealed weapons. So if you wanted to tuck your AR under your coat, it was nothing nobody can do about it because this is legal. So just the concealed carry cancels out the whole reason why you got an SBR or a NFA. Modern day laws and standards cancel the fear of that out. It should have, but nobody did anything about it then. If you expect Congress to do something, they can't do anything because whatever they do, it got to go through the president. And unless you got a super majority, you can't get that. So hang that up. And it was the way they worded it. And the way they worded it is they didn't ban anything. They didn't ban the brace, and they didn't ban the firearm. But they said you can't put it together.
That's right.
So all right,
nothing's
really quickly.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to give a brief overview for anybody who isn't familiar. Monique, I see that question. A pistol brace is something that goes on the end of a
buffer tube.
Yeah, the end of a buffer tube. I'm trying to explain the weapon itself without saying the wrong thing. So it's more than a handgun. There you go. So it goes on the rear, so you can put it on your arm to brace the weapon, so you can shoot it properly and more accurately and more safely. And they're, for years, said it was just fine and legal, and people bought them and enjoyed them. And just recently, they said they don't like it anymore. And if you have it, you're going to go to jail. You're going to if they find out that you're using it. So pretty much that's it. There you go. Thank
that's
you.
That's it, right? That's what the brace does.
Yep.
Yo, the crazy thing is, Billy, did you see the article I sent you?
No, you sent it just as I started the live. Well, that's when it
what
came
happened
through.
when we was filling it out last week, right? We was filling it out. There's two different Form 1s. So there's a Form 1 with the waiver. That's what you're filling out for your free thing. And there's a Form 1 where you still pay $200 for the tax stamps. And I was tripping because I didn't know which one to pick. But one said $200 fee, so I knew that wasn't the one.
Right.
You know?
The other one,
so I'm on there, right? So I'm sitting there. So I'm filling it out. We filled everything out, but then we had to load up the fingerprint part, and then we was like, fuck this. It ain't worth it.
Did you use the silence code system or no? Geneva, what
No,
else?
I used that's the free shit. The regular daggone Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Department of Justice thing.
Because what happens is when you go to the one that's just for the pistol brace, the actual part where you pay is grayed out. You can't even choose it.
It's free because you chose that way to waive.
Yeah,
the reason why that's like that because it's not a real stamp tax on those braces.
No, it's not.
It's a fake stamp tax. So once it's
no, it's not fake.
It's not fake.
Let's not make up stuff to justify.
It's not. You don't have a real SBR because you filled that out.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you something.
That's not true, Armel.
Now, Armel,
send him the article.
Armel, listen to me for a second.
What's up?
When you get a tax stamp,
right?
So you go the other route. You pay the $200. You get a tax stamp. You don't get a stamp in the mail like you used to. You get a digital stamp. Woo.
All right, but that's permanent, real deal.
No, it's not. Listen, let me finish. Breathe. When you send that tax stamp, like say my gun needs to be fixed. I broke something on it. I send it to a class 3 dealer. He works on it. When I send him that gun, I have to transfer that gun to him while he has that in his shop. And he fixes it. And once he sends it back to me, it transfers back to my name. And you no longer have a tax stamp on it no more, but you have the paper. That's the tax stamp doesn't mean nothing. It's the paperwork.
I don't think first the scenario was kind of off because I don't think it worked like that.
Yes, it does work that way.
Hold up. I don't know, but I don't think.
I know. Don't be throwing stuff out there like it's
I'm saying I don't think it worked like that. I'm just saying though, you might be right, but I'm not saying But I don't think it worked like that.
It does work that
But
way.
what happens is, what I'm saying is, real deal. The reason why there's two separate Form 1s, right, that I've been researching because I was wondering about it. That's why I ended up doing the research. Was one, you still click on that Form 1, you're still gonna pay that $200, and there's a free one. So just in case all of this 90 days or 120 days pass, and they decide, okay, take off those braces, and if y'all didn't file, or the ones who did file, say you did file, and you got a temporary SBR, when they renege on that and overturn it, you back to having a pistol brace. You can't keep that stock on there like the people who put $200 on there.
Where'd you read that?
That's what when I was looking for. I sent them the article.
Who wrote the article?
Who wrote the article? I'm trying to figure out.
It's kind of like different places where I went, but that was the last place when I sent the Billy.
I can write an article on what it's like to be on the moon, but I've never been on the moon.
But I'm saying, seriously.
Seriously, I can write that.
Real deal. Did you even attempt to even look at the form? I mean, look at it online.
Yeah, I did. I got an SBR. I got my approval. I got the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I've done the whole process, my friend.
And you never ask yourself, why is there still 2 sections?
Well,
you just went to the free section.
Because the reason why there's 2 sections is because if you bought a pistol brace after they signed it into the registry, you no longer qualify for the free one, and then you have to pay the $200 tax stamp to make it legal.
I think that's it, bro.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Because they still selling stuff with pistol braces, bro.
Because they're gonna sneak at my house in the middle of the nighttime and shoot my dog.
Because every website that I go to, they pull the brace off.
They pull the braces off. Yeah.
They changed all the pictures.
Nah, they
took all the shit off the walls. Everything.
Nah,
So my local part,
right?
They can still sell stuff up until that day.
No,
All right.
No, they didn't know.
That's false information, my friend.
No,
That's not
Is
true,
it
Mel.
different for every state?
No, it's not. This is a federal thing, Erica. It's
Federal.
not for every state. It's a federal thing.
Because
When that rule went into effect, because I thought the same
everybody
way.
pull their braces.
But when that rule went into effect,
Everybody start pulling.
I still see stuff with over braces though.
I mean, if they do, they
Maybe a
do.
class 3 dealer.
Yeah,
You
but
got
you're not
the tax
supposed
stamp
to.
and
You're not supposed to have those on there anymore. If you have them even close together, it's called constructive assembly or some bullshit that they have.
So let me ask you guys this: when I purchased something similar, it was a handlebar grip. That's what I purchased.
Mm-hmm.
A handlebar grip.
Mm-hmm.
Disguised as, but I purchased a handlebar grip. And is that still illegal to purchase? Even with, see, here's the thing. If you want a SBR or a firearm, don't you have to have the brace before you do it? Or do you have to SBR it and then get the brace?
That's what I'm talking about. There.
No. You can SBR a gun and never put a brace on it.
Yeah.
I can take this lower that I got sitting back here.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it,
And file the Form 1.
find the form, SBR the joint, and this is an SBR with nothing on it. This becomes a matter of fact.
But you
this
got
part becomes an SBR with nothing on it. That's what it becomes, an SBR.
you can pay $200 for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I can pay right now. I can pay zero for it. I can pay zero for it right now.
Yeah, maybe because you got the lower already.
That's right.
Exactly. I can take
And
every
he has
lower
to tell
I
them
can
what
take the
size
10
he's
lowers that I got in the house. I can take them all and SBR them if I want to.
Mentos, what up?
Now,
So
but for
listen,
real, what I advise,
isn't-
man, for real, I know a lot of people don't go there, but go with a bullpup, bro.
Isn't
That's a whole different concept.
isn't
I got like 9-inch AR, 10-inch AR, and I got like a 10.5 AR, and my Tavor, it's the same length. It's a 10.5
I'm
AR.
gonna tell you something, Armel.
That's not the conversation.
If I got 8 pistols, Armel, I mean I have to change out every single buy 8
I gotta
different
buy that.
barrels and put 16 inches on it. I gotta go buy rails for them. I gotta go buy 8 different rails.
I got problems like that, bro.
I gotta go do all of that, and I'm not going to do all that.
So,
And I'm gonna
Nah, but for real, though, some of my braces I paid a lot of money for. You feel me? And that's my problem with it. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna do?
All of the braces cost me at least $100 a month because of the ones that I like. They all cost me that.
Y'all should have bought bicycle handle grips.
So
either way,
just had a hip bone to it and call it a day.
Before you SBR it, do you
Yo,
not
like-
have to send in measurements?
Yes.
Yes.
So
This brace right here, you don't see it. This brace right here is like a $300 brace, yo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That's not too.
I mean, listen, I don't. I mean,
It's a nice strip joint.
It is what it is, man. It just
Nah,
unless
but for real,
unless they're gonna do something to kill this, and I just have a bad feeling that
Ain't nothing gonna happen, man. I mean, they not killing this. This game is over. Take the shit off or leave it on. It's over.
Mm-hmm. So Philly Smoke put up exactly what I thought. The brace is not illegal.
Don't even
to
fight
buy.
it, man.
Right. The brace isn't illegal. It's
No,
only
yeah.
illegal if you put it on the gun.
If
That's right.
You can go buy 1,000 braces.
It's only illegal if you get caught with it.
Yeah, so
You can't
you're
be telling
definitely
people.
right, Armel. You can leave it on your gun and leave that gun in your house for the rest of the life. Wow.
Right.
That's a fun gun to have.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can go buy the braces all day, and that's one of the arguments that they're using is that they didn't make the brace illegal. It's illegal for you to put it on your gun. That's what they're doing, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons why they keep winning.
Man, what up?
And that's my point. Is you can say I'm not going to comply, and that's fine. That's your choice. I respect your choice. You can say I'm going to leave it on my gun, and guess what? I'll never take my gun out of my house. I can never shoot it again. What? But I own this gun, and when it pops off, I'm gonna be out there like John Rambo.
Well, you got the range in your backyard, yo. You can shoot when the fuck you want. Everybody.
But I'm just saying, what's the point of having an AR with a pistol brace if you can never take it out of your house?
Yeah.
In real life, for real,
You
though.
can look at it and you can say this is a really cool
real
gun.
life, for real. I know everybody a tactical game player and shit, right? But I'm looking at the short ARs or whatever. Ain't nothing you can't do with that short thing that you can't do with a 16-inch. For real, for real.
Yeah, but you're going off topic, man.
Nah, but for real though, don't train with the 16.
Hey man, there's nothing I can't do with a shotgun. You can't do with an AR. It's cool. I mean, we're talking about pistol braces. We're not talking about.
At the end of the day, let me ask y'all this, man.
Don't take it out the house. Cool feature. Leave it in
the one thing that might prevent a lot of decisions is something that we discussed recently is the ability to reverse it. I'm hearing different stories.
I don't think it's happening.
Not be reversed.
Too late in the game, bro.
Once it's SBR, it's SBR, and that's what it's going to be.
No.
I'm also hearing that you can take it off of their registry.
No, once you SBR it, it's a short barrel rifle for the remainder of its life. Period.
Okay.
Not with the pistol brace waiver thing, bro.
Yes. Once you SBR it, it's an SBR for the rest of its life.
Not those that got registered with the pistol brace.
Please send me that article. I need to read what he's
for the
reading.
rest of its
Billy,
life.
send me that article, man, when you get a chance. I want to read what he's reading. I want to read where it came from.
Because Armel, you got some false information. You got some redneck up in the mountains who just got done having sex with his sister, wrote an article. And you're
Real. Oh, come on, man.
Mr. Ray, how are you, Mr. Ray?
I'm all right.
See, man, you give us. You seem like you got some information out there, man. Come on in and drop some knowledge, brother. Because I see you out there. Please come on in and drop some knowledge.
Look, everything Armel is talking is wrong. All right. As far as those braces go, no, you can't reverse that shit. The reason they have two forms or whatever is because when they came up with this this whole free tax stamp thing, that one right there was put in place because you already had the original form, right? So when the new one came, that's what they sit there and they took and put that that whole took the whole $200 thing off of it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason you have two forms. So yeah, when you get up there, you just make sure you're filling out the right one.
I can't find the one. I can't find that one. I've been trying to do it for the last couple of weeks. I can't find it.
got to go up
Hey,
to
bro.
the site
So-
and search for it.
Because I see AJ is saying that it can be reversed, and it seems like C-Man is saying the same thing. You could take
But
it off,
now-
you could take it off the registry.
It can
But
be
you have-
reversed.
but you have to
Now,
reconfigure it.
do you have to do you have to pay to have it reversed?
First of all, before all this new stuff came about, you could not, once you turn into a short barrel rifle, you could not change it back. That's the only reason why I didn't do it, because
that's-
I
see,
couldn't
that's
change it back from
I'm
a
hearing
pistol.
different. I'm hearing different in the chat that you could take it off the registry. That's what I'm seeing in the chat. That's what I'm hearing from C-Man. That's
So
what I'm
I
hearing
want-
from AJ too.
C-Man
What
AJ needs to
registry
come up here and tell us how you take it off the registry.
Mentos is saying the same thing because they say you just have to change the configuration of it. So if I
No.
take the, I'm that's why I'd like them to explain. I
I wish
don't
you'd
know,
come up here.
but I know these are gentlemen that have NFA items. I know C-Man for sure has plenty. So I don't.
My understanding was
My-
you're not, once you do it, you're not able to change it back to a pistol. That was my understanding. That's the reason why
You
I
can
didn't do
take-
it before. Oh,
That's right.
Hey,
It states in the law,
hey.
you can take a pistol and turn it into a rifle without any paperwork, but you cannot take a rifle and turn it into a pistol or an SBR without going through the proper channels and getting the tax stamp and everything. And once it's an SBR, it's an SBR for life. There's no reverse. There's no, I changed my mind.
Hey, DG47, if you in here, pop in when you get a chance, if you still listening. So, all right, so listen, do you have to now? All right, so at the end of the day, I have an SBR and I want to turn it to a rifle. I turn it into a rifle. I still have to keep that firearm within state limits because it's legally an SBR.
No, you broke the law.
No.
You took a measurement. So when you SBR'd it, you had to do the proper paperwork. You said the barrel was 10 inches.
Mm-hmm.
You said the over length was 23 inches or 31 inches. That's what's on state on the paperwork. So if you make it longer, you just committed a crime.
Broke the law.
You broke the law.
All right.
There's no, I changed my mind. I don't want to do this now.
You actually, I'm reading. You can remove something from the registry. Real deal.
Can you? But
Oh, you can?
But what's the procedure? I have a hard time believing you wake up and you say it's no longer an SBR. It has to be some. There has to be
what you have to do. If I'm not mistaken, you have to destroy it. You have to say you destroyed it, right?
Let me keep reading.
And what Ray was saying earlier, he's absolutely correct. The reason, and I'm not sticking up for the ATF, but the reason why we have this 120 days to register it and you get a free tax stamp is because they say we're putting you in a bind, and this is our way of saying getting you out of that bind. We're letting you do this for free, so that way you can be legal. Now, you can agree with that, you can disagree with that all you want, but that's the reason why we have the 120 days where you can do it for free. Once the 120 days is over with, you have to pay $200. No more.
Well, I need somebody to help me do this because I got a couple I need to register. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Hey, I'll be honest with you.
Take a whole bunch of pictures, bro.
There's a lot of people in here that don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what
the hardest part for real, when they ask something about like the chief law enforcement, I didn't know what a C.
That was easy too.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
I just googled it. I googled it, found the guy's name, found the address, and that's that.
Fish help me.
But do this. if you guys are having a hard time doing it, I'm sure everybody has gun stores in the area. I guarantee you there's a gun store in your area. If you paid them $50 or whatever, they'll do the whole process with you.
Now, I'm done. But for real, though, the thing about it is we have to make an appointment between 9 and 2 to get the prints, to send it in electronically, or you can mail it in, and we ain't got that much time to mail right now.
So let me ask y'all this, man.
What do you mean you don't got that much time?
There is a process for removing your gun from the registry. There's
a process, but you just can't do it by yourself and say.
Yeah, you can't. There's a process for doing it, and you got to change the configuration, like C-Man said. You can take the upper off, put an upper on it that has a 16-inch barrel. There's a process too, but you can remove it from the registry.
And you have to notify the ATF.
Let me ask you this:
write it down and a letter and the whole 9 yards.
Once you SBR that lower, the upper has to stay the same length.
Yes.
If it's a a 10-inch upper, no matter what caliber you want on there, it has to be 10 inches on that
Correct.
lower, no matter what.
Correct.
All right, it's a party, y'all. It's a party.
All right.
Cool.
So,
What's going on?
couple things. I had to go cook. I had to go fry some shrimp, so I lost track
Man,
of
what up?
conversation.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, I just want.
What up,
Hey, I
man?
hope everybody's doing. Yeah, what's up, man? I hope everybody's doing good. Hey, I just want to say something real quick, man. Like what Real Deal was saying as far as that, like paying $50 if you can go on silencershop.com and pay them $50. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody might not have $50 to pay. They might have multiple firearms, but $50 you could pay them $50 and they'll you put the information in and they'll process all your shit. You know what I mean?
There's a whole
So
video that
that's
they did on it.
that's an option.
There's a whole video
Yeah.
they did on it on YouTube.
I did one with them. I'm waiting to see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That'll let me know how I'm gonna go with the rest of this shit. But I just want to throw that out there.
But I was looking at what you said, see, man. You can take stuff off the registry. There's a way to do it. Then you gotta
So like
change the configuration.
So what I know about that is like if you buy a SBR like straight from the factory, like on a Form 4, I'm not sure how that works because you actually purchased a complete SBR from the factory. But like if you had an upper and a lower and you wanted to do a Form 1, from my understanding, you can say you do go ahead and pay your $200 tax stamp, do your Form 1, get approved. You can take that shit off the registry, but you have to reconfigure it. You know, put a 16-inch barrel on, or cellular or whatever. You know what I'm saying? From my understanding, you can do that though.
I'm seeing in Form 4 you can't reverse that, but I guess that's
I don't think you can do. See, I have Form 4, so I can't do nothing with that shit. But Form 1s, I'm under the impression you can do it.
Here's the thing: you can always take a pistol and make it a rifle, but you can't take a rifle and make it a pistol.
You cannot.
So, in other words, I can always go to a longer barrel. So, if I had an SBR and I decided, screw it, I want to put a 16-inch barrel on this, or an 18-inch barrel, or a 20-inch barrel, I can do that. I can't take a 16-inch barrel registered rifle and all of a sudden decide, oh shit, I want to SBR it and put a 10-inch barrel on it.
But cool, let me ask you this now:
on this shit.
If it's registered as an SBR,
you have to let them know.
You can't change what it's registered.
No,
lengthwise.
Well, once it's registered as an SBR, you can do anything you want to with it.
Okay.
If it's registered as an SBR, which is under a 16-inch barrel, which realize when you measure a 16-inch barrel, you measure it from the furthest permanently affixed part of the barrel to the breech face. So in other words, you can't have like a detachable muzzle device and count that into your overall measurement. It has to be permanently affixed. So the way to measure that is to drop your bolt home, drop a rod down it, and then measure it or mark it at the furthest permanently affixed part of the barrel, and then that's your barrel measurement. If you measure or if you SBR something, you can do basically anything to it you want. You've already paid the tax stamp. So you could throw a 18-inch barrel on it if you want. Doesn't matter. Now, if I have a rifle, can I just go with, throw a 10-inch barrel on it? Oh, hell no. That's a federal crime. That's 10 years in prison these days.
So cool.
Sunshine, what's up, Jack? What's
going on?
Question.
Fish.
So you SBR'd it, right? It's a short barrel rifle. And you decide to change the length of the barrel. Okay, let's say you went 14 inches. You had a 10-inch barrel. You decided to go 14 inches. You're at the gun range shooting your gun. The ATF, for some reason, is at the gun range that day. They said, hey, let me see your paperwork. When you show them your paperwork and it shows that your SBR has a 10-inch barrel and you have a 14-inch barrel, you're not going to get in trouble because it doesn't match your paperwork?
The only thing that should matter is it is under a 16-inch barrel in the first place, because that's your sweet spot. 16-inch plus is a rifle. 16 or under 16-inch. So 15 and 15/16 is a short barrel rifle. So you should be able to change that barrel length. If it's still an SBR, it's still an SBR. Doesn't matter.
But then why is it when you do the paperwork, you got to tell them what length the barrel is, and then you have to give them the length of the whole gun?
Because they're looking for two things there. One, the overall length of the gun itself, if it's over 26 inches, it really doesn't count as an SBR in the first place, because an SBR has to be a barrel under 16 inches, and the entire gun can't be over 26 inches for a rifle. There are slots that you fall into. So, but if it's an SBR, it doesn't matter whether it's a 15.5-inch barrel, a 10-inch barrel, a 1-inch barrel. You could have the crown of your bullet poking out of the breech. It's still an SBR.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, and this has come from, and this, trust me, I'm not trying to tell people I'm talking out of my ass. It's like if you go to my channel, we went through the entire transcript for the hearings for the original 1934 NFA. And if you ever want something to pull your hair out, to like just make you look like a mongoloid with damn mange, read through those transcripts. Because what they did, the two things that they started going after in the 1934 NFA were machine guns, like the Thompson submachine gun, and handguns.
Yep.
Those are the two things they wanted. So, of course, the NRA gets involved, and they have the testimony and stuff where they finally get handguns off of the NFA, but then they leave in short barrel rifles and shotguns, which makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, my everyday carry Glock 19 is a hell of a lot smaller than my 10.5-inch AR.
Right.
Shove that down your pants.
What's popping?
Yeah. So it's and when they went to the original 1934 NFA, and this is something that I can't drive home enough. This wasn't about money. This wasn't about, hey, we need to control these criminals. This was merely about control, period. That's why they set the tax for $200 at the time, which was basically the cost of a machine gun at the time.
Yep.
So it basically doubled or tripled the cost on everything by the time he got done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the testimony for that hearing is insane. One of the members of the House, one of the representatives, asked, "Well, just how concealable are these machine guns?" And one of the testimony, I think, from the Attorney General at the time was, "Well, John Dillinger went to the hospital and he had been shot, and one of his bodyguards had a Thompson submachine gun shoved down in a golf bag." Well, it was so noticeable, everybody knew it was there. So how is it that concealable?
True.
And then they had to explain kind of the size of a Thompson sub. That ain't concealable, Jack. A 1911 at the time was probably the height of the gangster gun, because it was decently concealable, held a lot of rounds versus a revolver. There was so much stuff with that hearing that was so funky, it's just insane. And now we run into pistol braces.
Coop, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
Before you switch gears.
No.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this. So when the NFA became law,
yep,
right? They did the same thing you're doing right now. They gave everybody an amnesty period to get everything,
basically,
the machine guns to make them legal through the NFA. They didn't get tax stamps then either. It wasn't until after the amnesty they started getting tax stamps.
Things were so crazy. The original NFA, when they started to throw this out, they wanted you to have paperwork for it. Say when the manufacturer made the gun, he sent a stamp. When the dealer sold the gun, he sent a stamp. When you bought the gun, you got a stamp. If you sold the gun, they got a stamp. It was like fucking Oprah Winfrey with stamps. Everybody got a stamp. So how are you supposed to keep this binder full of shit with you with this one gun? And realize that was handguns. And, barrel links didn't even get mentioned till late in the hearings. Silencers got mentioned like once. It was like, okay, fine, hell, we'll throw those in there. But yeah, it was.
If it's all right with you guys, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this because as young as I am, I was not around when any of the shit was put on the table.
Dude, I'm not that old.
Maybe Coop was
None
there.
of us were.
They signed that shit in the 30s. But listen, nothing that we say or do is gonna help us understand it better or change it as all. But I want to know y'all's opinion on: is there some kind of weird ass twist? For one, why would this be free? For two, why now? What is y'all opinion on why this shit is occurring? Is there something in the news that's promoting this? Is there opinions from different states and different shootings that are going on, occurring, or whatever? What is your opinion why this shit exists right now?
Can I start?
Yeah, hit it. Yeah.
So this is my opinion only. The reason why this is going on is because of Trump.
That's one.
Trump, we had the Las Vegas shooting.
Open it up.
Bump stocks. Trump told the NFA, "I want you to change the definition and make this a machine gun." And then ATF said, "Well, we can do that." And Trump said, "Yes, you can." And so Trump opened that door. And once that door is open, it doesn't close. And so they changed the definition. And so Trump started it. And then when Applesauce Joe got into office, his handlers gave him some applesauce and said, "Joe, sign this. This is what we're going to do." And he said, "I like cinnamon." And then he signed the paperwork. He told the ATF to change the definition and make this a short barrel rifle. So that's the main reason. Yeah. But I don't feel, and I'm a libertarian. I believe less government, more freedom. Yes. Government does not belong in my life. I'm a grown man, and I can decide what's good for me and my family. I don't need a government to tell me what to do and hold my hand and say, "This is how you raise your children." Stay out of my life. Mm-hmm. But I do not believe that this is a trap. I don't believe that because I got the SBR. It took me 2.5 months. I got the approval. I go to sleep at nighttime. I'm not worried about the ATF sliding down my chimney, shooting my dog in the head, and coming and arresting me in the middle of the nighttime. It's not a big, "we're going to get you" scam like people want to try to make it out and try to make it scary. They did this back in 1934. This isn't a new program. When they passed the NFA law, they gave everybody 120 days. It might have been longer, it might have been short. I don't know what the number is. To do the same thing they're doing to us right now. To say, you have machine guns. You can keep your machine guns, but this is the law now, and this is what you have to do. They changed the definition. They're doing this because they say, "We know you own these pistols. We changed the definition, so we're giving you the free tax stamp, so it's no money out of your pocket, and you still can remain illegal as a law-abiding citizen, and you won't get jammed up." Now, if you choose to do it, great. If you choose not to do it, great. That's your choice. But that's my opinion, and I'll shut up now so everybody else can talk.
See, man, go ahead, shoot.
Hit it.
Man, I was just gonna say, to me it just seems like it's just some political shit, man, and it's a way to me it's a way for them to get a registry going, and know what you got. I just think it's just Biden pushing his agenda, and you know what I mean, and the ATF just abusing their.
Okay. So I'm gonna, because Fish is very adamant about this. There's no stamp. You don't get a stamp if you turn your brace.
I don't think none of it's good. What do you do?
You don't get a stamp. You don't get a stamp. Like
See, man,
you don't get a.
You get permission. You get permission.
You get permission. You get entered into the NFA registry, saying that you have a short barrel rifle. Now here's the kicker.
I think that's what it's about. They're thinking there are 30 or 40 million of these things out in population, man. So I really think that it's really a registration tactic.
But here's the kicker, though.
On the political side
is what you're actually, if you go for the free tax stamp, and I'm not going to talk you out of it, but here's my position: if you go for the free tax stamp on it, you are admitting to the government that you made a short barrel rifle illegally. And now you're asking for forgiveness.
Yes, and you want to know something?
But I mean, that's only prior to them coming out and and declaring that it's illegal.
There's a law against that to stop you from that. I forget exactly what it is. I've been talking about
Gun Act of 1968.
Yeah, it keeps you from getting arrested as long as you don't lie.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, if here's where you get into these, and this is where I bitch about government and their stupid bullshit. So here's these definitions they come up with, and they get to define these things. If you don't believe me, look at CRS and auto key card. They got to define that as a machine gun.
Right.
Even though, how do you take a credit card size piece of metal and without doing some serious machine work, turn it into a machine gun?
That was
when
bullshit.
you walk and live in the gray area, then you got to understand that you may pay the consequences in the gray area.
Yeah, well, real deal. This is where I'll argue with you on that, because in law, brother, there should not be a gray area. I either do it or I don't.
Or you don't.
Because if government gets to talk about a gray area,
that's not how law works.
On YouTube and said,
the law
if you have a machine gun
too. It's not just straightforward. The law is based off interpretation too, because they do it. One judge will interpret it different. That's why you have appellate courts. You have
this is why the text of the law should matter, like a definition of a machine gun. There is an absolute textual definition of a machine gun. Okay, that is what should matter. Okay, if Congress wants to do all these other things, they need to pass different laws. So yeah, I get to play around up to the line. There's no gray area. Either I do it or I don't. I either murder someone or I don't. I either rape someone or I don't. I break the speed limit or I don't.
I disagree, because you go to court. Guess what? You're standing in front of a man or a woman, and they're going to rule judgment on you by their interpretation.
That's where you're talking about interpretation.
That's what you happen.
So everything's interpretation. So
law is not a gray area. The judgment is a gray area.
Well, no. Well, here's the way it should be. Okay, if I drive a blue car and they make red cars illegal, just because my blue car has 4 wheels doesn't make it a red car. And see, this is what they're doing. They're going, well, your blue car has 4 wheels. This red car has 4 wheels. So obviously you're guilty. That's not the gray areas in the law should fucking terrify people. Well, and if you break it down and you think about it, it is absolutely terrifying.
I can stand on the corner and the guy across all the corners selling crack, but I'm selling pieces of soap that look like crack. And I'm selling them to you. When the cop arrested me, why am I getting arrested? This is soap, man. This is Ivy Spring. This ain't crack. Yeah. Well, you're selling it as crack. So therefore,
if they go here, and this is where I argue with a lot of things, is because they talk about intent on some things. This is where we get into constructive possession. So say I have typical tubing that can be used for any number of different things, but I also have equipment that could turn that into a suppressor. Is that a suppressor since I have that equipment, even though I have no intent to turn it into a suppressor?
You talking about like the whole solvent trap thing?
Well, yeah, solvent traps would be another one.
Well, I want to get back to the CS, you know what I'm talking about.
CRS. I got you, brother.
So he makes YouTube videos, right? He makes YouTube videos and says, if you have the itch for the machine gun, then you should buy this card. It will take care of your itch. He doesn't say it'll turn it into a machine gun, but it'll take care of your itch.
He poked the bear.
If you're paranoid about paying it with a credit card, you can send the money over to here, and we'll send this to your anti-family member.
Yes.
To another address. But I'm just saying, you walk in that gray area, don't be pissed off when you get smacked in that gray area.
And that's
if you're doing righteous stuff and you're doing it in the light, you don't need to worry about Satan coming for you.
See,
well,
this comes
down to pistol braces. Okay, pistol braces started out as a wounded person could use them on one hand to be able to shoot, and then the ATF said, "Hey, these things are cool." And then some of us figured out, like the first pistol brace gun I built, I figured out it wasn't that much fun to fire from the wrist, but hey, it works if I shoot it from my shoulder. So But again, there shouldn't be that gray area. Okay, laws should be well defined.
But
If they can make a gray area, they can expand that gray area, and that
Well, that's
gray
why
area can keep encroaching.
if you understand the way that things work, things are supposed to be. I agree with you. I think it should be black and white. I think what's on the page should be what it is, and that's how it should be. That's the way it is written. But things are done in an ambiguous way on purpose. In my business that I deal
From
with,
the government, they are,
in
yes.
it's right. In my business that I deal on every single day, everything is ambiguous because you never want to hang your hat on anything, because if you do and say it is this or it's not that, you're stuck.
Well, I'll give it
ambiguous on purpose.
I'll give it this way. So I'm a certified welding inspector. Although I'm teaching right now, I'm not using my certified welder inspector credentials. Not too much right now. When I was trained by the people who trained me, the guy who trained me said, look, the only thing that matters is black words on white paper. There's no we get to play around with it. It either is or it isn't. And you're talking about anything from a bridge to a space shuttle that could cost people lives. It either is or it isn't.
All right, I'm gonna use this.
That's not how the law works. That's the way it should work.
Well, that's why we have a legal system and not a justice system.
Exactly. We don't have a justice system. We have a legal system. You hit it right on the head.
The First Amendment gives me the right to say whatever I want. I can go into a movie theater and I can stand up and scream, fire!
Yes, you can.
Everybody looks at me and says, what stupid motherfucker. What stupid MF. Be quiet. That's not against the law. I stand up, I scream, fire! Everybody panics, and they're running out the door, and some poor little girl falls down, and everybody steps on her and kills her. Now I'm getting charged for manslaughter.
Yes.
But that's the thing, because...
And then you go into in front of a jury.
The way that's interpreted...
It's the same action.
Your First Amendment right doesn't give you the right to go into a movie theater and scream fire. It doesn't.
Well,
you have to look at what the First Amendment is actually for.
Yes. My First Amendment right gives me the right to say a lot of really ignorant shit.
It does.
I could say it against anybody, anytime, anywhere. I can stand in front of my president and tell him he's the biggest gumball eating dumbass that I've ever seen in my life. That's my First Amendment right. Now, if I actually call for violence and say, hey, we are showing up on Saturday morning at 12 o'clock and we're going to shoot some sons of bitches, well, then I have crossed a line there. Now, can I tiptoe up to that line and I can tell a whole lot of people, like the NFAC is one of my favorites, hey, we're going to show up at 12 o'clock and we're going to shoot each other.
But guess what? You can tiptoe up to that line and you can decide that you tiptoed it, but you didn't cross it. But guess what? The law says
this is grown up
stuff,
it,
and now you're going to court, and we'll see what's
grown up stuff.
Well, yeah, and that's
you got to
where
be
you end up with
responsible for everything you say, bro.
Yes, you do.
But
you have to be responsible for everything you say. If you say the wrong thing and get punched in the fucking face, you might have deserved it.
And that's the,
you know what I mean?
The whole
you have to be responsible for
you can say whatever you want,
and with freedom comes responsibility.
Well, see, here's the thing that
freedom
people forget about. Yeah,
there's
definitely responsibility to it.
We're way
we're right in there with it, because like pistol braces. Okay, when pistol braces first started showing up, where people started using them to basically build a facsimile of an SBR. Okay, that was in that line. You know, people started to talk about it. But see, by definition, by a literal definition, it was built for one purpose, and we were misusing it for another purpose. So it didn't fit into the category of a stock, which made the rifle not fit into the category of a rifle. It was actually a pistol. So that's why I say these words and these definitions should matter.
Okay, so we're talking about pistol braces. When they first came out, there were two pistol braces. One went on the AK, one went on the AR, and they were about this big. They were solid and they were flappy.
Yep.
Guess what? As time went on, they start looking more and more like stocks.
Like stocks, yeah. The SBA 3s, like
more
what
and
I've
more
got.
companies decided, guess what? We can make money, so let's make. And they kept doing it. And guess what? Then people start calling ATF. Is this legal? Hey, can I do this? Is this legal? And
I think they
ATF,
just need to dismantle the NFA, man.
Okay, that's the answer to the whole issue.
The problem.
Yeah,
But
that's the answer to the whole issue.
That's the thing. You have to actually get
the right
politicians to do it. They're not going to do it because if they wanted to do it, it could have been done. They're not going to do it.
That shit ain't never.
If
Well,
you get with the NFA, you're going to have to put everybody's going to have to put time, effort, and hard work into it, and that means you have to vote for the right people in office that is willing to overturn.
Well, see, yeah, real deal. Here's the thing though, like people putting out the bills right now or the reforms right now to like take SBRs and SBSs off the NFA. Okay, where were they at when they had the House, the Senate, and the presidency by a long margin?
Exactly.
Where were they at?
They
were doing some dumb shit about it.
Harry James, what's going on? Gang Green, what's popping?
It doesn't. We live under an aristocracy. I don't care. We don't live under our government. We're supposed to be a republic. We're not a democracy anyway. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
So what happens is these guys get into these offices, and it's all about power. They don't give a fuck about the NFA.
No,
the NFA affects us.
They
don't
will
give a
throw
damn about
every
it.
one of us
They don't
in
care.
jail in a heartbeat to protect their power. Period.
I just want to.
It'll never happen because they've had super majorities before, and then what they did with it, nothing.
Yep.
They
But you know what?
didn't
That's
do
our
anything
fault
with
too.
it.
That's our fault too. Did we make calls at that time? Did we call and say overturn the NFA?
Nobody cared until it's happened.
Because we were happy with our pistol braces.
I'm gonna throw something in here real quick, and I need everybody.
Focus.
I mean, give your opinion, or maybe not a guess, or whatever it is. All right. So this is going to be a fun question. If you can SBR your frame, and then from that point do anything with the length of it, put a 16-inch on it, can you at that point sell it?
No.
Somebody else has a rifle?
No. You have to remove it. You have to have it removed from the registry in order to do that, and then you have to reconfigure.
If I sell my SBR to you, I can sell it to you, but you got to pay $200 and get a tax stamp for what I'm selling you, and we have to wait until you get the tax stamp in your hands.
Yeah, and see, some of that kind of depends on platform a little bit, because like an AR, the lower is what counts.
Yeah.
Right.
So my lower that I register as that SBR, that is the part that counts. Now on an AK, you don't have an upper and a lower. You have an SBR or you have a rifle. One of the two, unless you have a pistol, like that one sitting over there. But yeah, there are some guns that are going to be different. So it depends on the regulated part. Could I pull my 10.5-inch upper off my AR and sell it to you? Yeah, in a hurry. Yeah. No paperwork, no nothing. I can send that bitch to you in the goddamn regular mail. It ain't gonna matter.
But I'm charging your full price, Billy.
Hey, yeah, dude, I'm charging you triple. Just because I had to tear it down, Cerakote it, stake everything.
If it's already stamped.
Yeah, somebody else has to.
Yeah, the person who's buying it from you, they have to get
a stamp.
That's too damn much.
Stamp because
I like it. That's too damn much. It was too much in the first place.
That's another thing.
$200 for every. It's just about. Oh, that's weird. No,
it's about control, and that's all it's ever been about. Because, like I said, you got to realize this started out. They wanted to ban and basically register all handguns,
and they almost got away with it.
They almost did. The only reason they didn't get away with a handgun is because two guys from the NRA showed up and they said, "Look, okay, we don't want handguns on there because we shoot handgun competitions all the time. Now, we will give you a good definition for a machine gun, and you can go do machine guns." And this is what people don't get. And they went through this in the hearing. If the federal government had any control over firearms, they could have just banned the manufacturer off the rip, right? They could have. They could have said no more private sales of machine guns ever to people that aren't military. They could have done that. if they had that
But for
control.
real though, you know what
Hang
they
on one
should do?
second, Chris. What
Instead of
that
doing
said
all this
wasn't
dumb
real.
shit, right? You know what they should do? Hold people. Remember how back in the 80s they had like the mandatory minimum laws and shit? If you commit a crime with a gun, you get a mandatory minimum sentence.
I don't like mandatory. I don't like mandatory minimums.
Yeah,
I'm not for
It's not
mandatory minimums, but I am for if someone commits a heinous crime with a gun, that they do have, basically upgrades in a sentence. If I'm in a fight with some dude and I punch him, which my little short fat ass ain't ever gonna do, and they fall down and hit their head and then they're in a coma. I don't get an upgraded sentence for that. Now, if they pull, they throw hands on me and I shoot them with a gun, I get an upgraded sentence. I can deal with that because
they need to enforce the
you're
law, not like
someone for what they did.
That's what they're doing. The only enforcement for ATF, FBI, the president is a law enforcement branch. They're the prosecutors. They're not enforcing the law. They just making shit up as they go along. And then the states, this country's fucked up, bro.
Well,
the
ATF, brother.
like say for instance, right? Let me just give an example.
Yeah.
States legalize marijuana. Virginia too. Everybody, legalize marijuana. It's still against the federal law, but the state's not enforcing it. And now with the braces, some states want to enforce it and some states don't. Everybody's doing what the fuck they want to do these days, bro.
Well, see,
this is the United States of America, bro.
This is where you get into. This is where you get into a whole lot deeper argument where the federal government, the federal Constitution, believe it or not, guys, only governs federal matters. So if you look at your right to own arms or what guns you can own or anything like that, you need to look at your state constitution. And if your state constitution, like Alabama says, I have the right to own arms in defense of myself, others, or the state. And so that's explicit. I have that right. But here's the other kicker to that. California doesn't say that. But California's constitution also doesn't say that the state has the power to manage those arms. So anything that's kind of left in the air is left to the people. The state,
the country. Look at that point, homeboy. Like, I got all these joints, right? I moved back to New York or something like that. What am I supposed to do with my stuff because of your stupid laws? You feel me?
Shit, if you got a bunch of joints, you need to move to Alabama. I'll smoke
freely with all my shit. They had this trial back in slavery days. The Dred Scott Drew. Is it property? Is he a property or is he slave in Missouri? It was the same. It was the same case. He was found to be a slave in a free state because he was property. So why my gun, my property is mine no matter what state I go in, as long as it's a union.
This is what pisses me off with people who go, but the court supported this shit. And I got to go, hold on, wait a second. The courts at one time actually told a guy that you are a slave and have to go back to your master. They upheld that.
Yeah.
So don't tell me
a gun they won't upheld.
All be all.
A gun they won't upheld. It's the same shit they did with us. You know what I mean?
Fam, I see you got what you got to say down there, bro.
Look, y'all. I have absolutely nothing to add to the conversation. I just want to come in and model my fat guy.
Look what it is. Show them what it is.
Looking
damn,
good.
2A looking slick.
Looking good.
Stop playing with your
boy, that shit look good, boy.
Come on, Tactical, you got to get in this, man. You've been quiet as hell. You just been
y'all been having a bunch of words. I ain't want to interrupt no grown man.
No, you just got to tell some people to shut up and jump in there.
I ain't gonna tell another grown man to shut up. Now.
Hey, I do have, and this is to break up the monotony, but continue on still to the same path. Shout out to Jason for putting this like an hour ago in the chat. What's going to happen when they decide, hey, a red dot is something that we don't want you to have because it enhances your ability to shoot better, quicker, faster?
It's just going to be another thing, man. It's going to be another step.
You know what's going to happen
Billy,
because
I don't think you got to worry about that, Billy. I don't think
red dot's not in it. The deal is the pistol brace can be put in the NFA. There's nothing in NFA that says you can't have a red dot.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I'll argue with that because
here's the thing.
let's keep it 100, y'all. The pistol brace to me, I get that's the topic of the show, but that's irrelevant. This is a minor step. Next is going to be your AR-15. After that, it's going to be your handgun. So they're not going to worry about a red dot. They're going to try to take away handguns altogether. So I think that's the direction that this is going.
But you want to know something? That the argument that they used today, that they gave to Amy Coney Barrett about high capacity magazines and things like that, in the argument, it basically said that stuff wasn't considered to be part of the Second Amendment. It said it. I read it. It said that
those arguments have been used,
and ammo containers and magazines and stuff aren't part of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
So they decided they want to try to ban it. They're saying that they can't.
Those arguments have been used. If you go back and look at the arguments used in the 1934 NFA hearings, every argument used now was used then. Every single one. High capacity magazine, too accurate, too concealable, gangster gun. All that stuff was used in the 34 hearings. Every single argument. I've heard it say, in the Bible, nothing new under the sun. When it comes to gun control, baby, ain't nothing new under the sun. They've been using this shit forever.
And it's going to be the fight to the day you die.
You right.
You're going to be 2A pro.
You
Hello,
right.
Fish. Hello, Brady. What's going on?
You know what this is, right? This amnesty shit. They're dividing. So you guys know what common use is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's how many braces in the United States? There's like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. That's why they waited to do this one last. They did the suppressors, they did the bump stocks, they did all that shit, slid it through. But on this one, they knew if they just came out and said, nope, they're banned, everyone would have got together and be like, nah, fuck that. We ain't playing this, right?
Do that. Bug, what up?
So they throw in this little fake ass bullshit amnesty where you don't even get a real stamp, and then it divides everybody with braces. You got fucking half the people going, oh, it's cool, it's a free stamp. You got the other half going, I ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm instead of everyone going, nah, this is bullshit. You can't do this. You can't make laws. You don't make laws, ATF.
Yeah. That's my argument.
Question.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
How many of you guys actually get up out there and vote and pick men and women up to go vote with you? A lot of people.
After this last election, I have seriously considered not doing it, Joe.
Skilly, I'm gonna put you out. Right? How many of you guys actually get men and women who think like you and drag them down to the polls to vote with?
I'm gonna say something to you, Rodney.
Speak to me. I'm hurting right now, Zach, because the Knicks are losing. I'm discombobulated. Just tell me.
At this point, I have absolutely no faith in the voting process.
No,
none.
Let me tell you something.
Dragging people to the polls and all that other stuff. I don't see nobody in the voting process. None.
No, I'm not saying ain't nobody.
I'll vote locally.
You have a candidate that's pro 2A, but he all the other way. You know what I mean? There's no. Yeah. I don't see.
Let me drop one gem real quick, and I'll hop off. If there was no amnesty period, there was no way to get this corrected. No way to keep your brace or have an SBR or anything good out of this, and it was just purely illegal, what would y'all be doing?
I'm keeping my.
And I'm out.
But Fish, you did the same thing with machine guns.
What do you mean? What's popping?
Hello, everybody that just came in.
What up, everybody? What's going on? Going on?
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, and I hate a bully. But here's something you told people they could do for a decade, and now you want to change their mind. I just built another one. It's a damn 9mm AR with a 8.5-inch barrel on it. It's got a pistol brace. Kiss my roll rust, and it's probably going to get me some shit. But you know what? I really don't like bullies. It takes a lot to get me to fight.
Exactly.
I don't like bullies either. I don't like bullies either.
Exactly. I don't like bullies either. But the government does this since the day it started, and it's going to do it to the day.
I'm gonna ask everybody here a question: Who refuses to pay their taxes? Who doesn't file? Who never files their taxes ever?
That's right. Do you have a driver's
I
license?
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that on YouTube. I would say that on YouTube. I wouldn't openly. I won't openly admit to that on YouTube.
How many people have a driver's license?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
guess-
guessing shit. I mean, there are certain things that we kind of accept as we go.
Yeah, because I have a friend
kind of accepting those things is
all
like
the time.
it's like chewing on a piece of bubble gum that gets harder and harder as you chew on it. And after a little while, that bite gets a little bit to where I can't chew on it no damn more.
Cool. You're old enough.
Right.
You've been around. Were you in the gun community before you can use pistol braces?
Dude, well, I got a funny story, brother. I grew up hunting. I grew up around guns. I got in some trouble. I spent about 16 years out of my life where I couldn't be around arms. I got my shit back in about 2017. And then I was always an advocate for the 2A, even when I couldn't have guns. It was always, this is a simple tool. You know, it's just like driving a fucking car. If I run my car into a brick wall, that's on me. You know, it was never about anybody else.
On a pedestal.
But this is why I think people like. This is where people have the problems with, because a lot of people who are having a problem with this whole pistol. I have a problem with the brace rule because I should be able to do whatever I want to do. But a lot of people in the gun community was not in the gun community before we had pistol braces. And so they came into the gun community and they always had a pistol brace.
Yeah,
and now the person that told them they can use it told them they can't use it. And now they're losing their shit.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't lose your shit when they told you you could use it. You didn't have a problem when Big Brother said, go ahead. But now you have a problem with Big Brother says no more.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, what up? I kind of fall back to the fact, too, is if you're willing to go spend the money on a tax stamp for a suppressor or whatever, I don't want to do it. Let me tell you something. I don't want to do it, but I also don't want to be somewhere just on the off chance and get myself jammed up.
Yeah, dude,
I don't want to do it.
If it's what you do, it's what you do. All I'm saying is, when it comes to this pistol brace stuff, okay, I built guns. I mean, looking on ATF's website, looking through all of their specs, reading through 18 USC, what the fuck ever, and I built guns according to their specifications. I am no threat to anybody. I'm not a danger to anybody. I'm not going to go out and shoot anybody for no cause, nothing like that. So why are you going to come after me? That's a bullying move at that point.
I agree.
And when you get to that point, like I said, it takes a lot to get me to fight.
Can I say this, cool?
At that point, you can either
But
I'm gonna say this, y'all. The United States government bullied the world. So when do you think they won't bully their own citizens?
You ain't wrong.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Thank you. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Pistol braces wasn't a problem until Joyce, what's her name? Joy Beyer on The View said.
Joy Behar?
Joy. Y'all, whatever her fucking name is, y'all know the little cunt. When she said they'll do something about guns when black people get them. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When COVID and after all that George Floyd stuff, over 30-some million people that didn't like firearms. I'm talking about all the people that I know that hated guns when they got them a gun. And guess what they went about? A Glock and an ARP. And they went about what's common. They went about a Glock and an ARP. And everybody who had an ARP, because every company was selling with SB, either SB4, SB3 brace on it. Mm-hmm. That's when that woman made that statement. If y'all think about what I'm saying, go back and look this up. When that woman made that statement, a month later, it was a pistol brace route. They started talking about pistol braces, and we was on the Tactical Turkeys talking to Fish, and we was talking about it. And Fish was like, "They're gonna push it through." And Fish said that months before it even went.
Yeah,
let me mark my word. All this about is just like the NFA. The NFA wasn't really about rifles.
Let me ask y'all this one question.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. You froze up.
Okay. The NFA was about handguns, and they started talking about rifles because you had senators in Montana was like, hold up now, if you make the rifle, if you ban the rifles, what about my constituents? And then the NRA, which always sell us out,
Yeah,
got together and said, yeah, we're gonna go with that. Man, you don't give them no room. You sign up, like Fitz said, you sign up for their permission. Please read what you can get break. When I'm business, I ain't gonna state it on YouTube, but it's up to you to what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I asked this question on my live last week. When are people gonna get tired? When are you just gonna get tired and just say,
tired as hell right now?
Let me ask y'all a question. They won't. Bug. Firearms ownership is still a very small percentage of this.
Yes,
country.
That's right. We are part of what they would call a fringe group.
Yeah, and with the way things are marketed in the news and how things are pushed,
no, we're not.
Listen. It's a small group, bro. It's a real small group still, and they build fear. They build fear, fam.
Right, fear-mongering
into people's hearts and minds. And
Hey,
only the
let me ask y'all a
police
quick
or the
question.
movie people should have them.
Do y'all think that Huckleberry Bug plead with them gloves on?
Yeah, I think he pees with them on. Look at the stains on him.
Y'all ain't none of y'all ain't nothing. Man, I wash, I sanitize, and I pour water. Look, you see this? I will pour this on my hands. Cleans my hands because I touches my face. I don't want my face smell like pee and penis. That is not a cool look on the dude. You're walking up smelling like
Back in the first place.
But I want to get back
you
to
smelled your own thing before. If you didn't, you should know take a bath. Yeah, go ahead, man. Y'all hell.
A while ago, somebody said, when does the ATF get to make up law? The ATF does not. The ATF cannot make law, but the president says, I'm changing the definition, and
as much leeway as possible,
and I want you to put it in, and that's how I just popped that all up. The president says,
but
because ATF works under the president.
Gave it to him.
The president says, I want this to be classified as an SBR.
Congress gave it to him.
That make it work.
No, the president does. It's like real talking.
Yeah, but see, that's
the president.
Congress didn't give the president the ability to do that.
No,
why
they didn't.
Issues now because there are different branches of government.
Three branches.
The executive branch cannot make law. Only the executive branch cannot make law. Only the legislative branch can make law, and then the president has to sign off on it.
See, here's the problem. Yeah, here's the problem with some of that.
Arrested, indicted, summons, ticketed for a rule.
Yes, you can.
And that's what the problem is with this, because this is a rule that has the enforcement of law behind it.
Yes.
That's why
people
have taken it to court. That ruling that the Supreme Court made with the New York State Pistol Rifle and the EPA, that stuff is supposed to help with this, because the executive branch does not make law. And it didn't help, but it didn't help
decades for that stuff to help.
Exactly. It takes time for that.
So this is what I'm saying. You could say I'm not going to comply, and guess what? At the end of the month, it's over with. You have to pay the $200 stamp. But you just say I'm not going to comply. You take your AR pistol. You're at the gun range having a fun day at the gun range. For some reason, the ATF's there. And he walks up and says, "Let me see your paperwork." And he said, "I don't have paperwork. I'm not complying." And he said, "Well, that's great. Click, click. You're going to jail."
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this question. I'm saying, hold on. Let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question, y'all. So, you telling me you got a loaded firearm and a man walk up to you and tell you, "I'm gonna take you to jail," and you're gonna allow him just to take you to jail?
Because most people,
I'm not going.
Most of us aren't that. Most of us aren't that violent. Most of us just want to live our lives. We want to do what we do, be left alone. We want to give to charity. We want to help others, and that's all we want to do.
Man, I'm gonna say this here. And I'm not anti-government. I'm not anti-law enforcement. I got more law enforcement.
I'm anti-government as hell.
Damn, but I'm gonna tell you like this: the right is right and wrong is wrong. And if I feel like I'm right, I'm gonna die right.
That's what I
I'm gonna
said.
die right. I'm dying standing on right. I'm dying standing on right, and that's what's wrong with this. This is wrong with this country. We got too many y'all. I know this is a family show. We got too many pussies on this earth now.
Let me
We
tell you
got
something.
people following everybody, bro.
If I'm at the range and the ATF show up and I'm have something wrong and they say they're gonna do it, I'm just gonna tell you straight up. It's not me being a pussy. I'm not gonna shoot it out with the fucking ATF over a goddamn pistol brace.
You gotta send them home to have a life.
I'm not doing it.
You still listen. You still can die. You still can die. You go to jail and get stabbed. You can go to jail and get shanked. At least
that's fine. I can walk outside and get hit by a fucking meteorite too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
That's dumb.
Here's the thing, and I'll be as honest about this as I can be. In 30 days, if I don't show you me holding one of my brace pistols online, then Real ain't got a hair on his chin. And why will I do that? Because I built something that was legal.
And you made it illegal.
To your specifications. Now you think you get to change your mind.
Well, but listen, Coop. See, here's the thing. This is where the slippery slope comes in.
That's right.
You just said you looked at what they said was legal to do.
Yes.
And you built your gun by it.
Yes.
So you do know they have the right to change their mind, right?
Hey, look.
Exactly right.
This is where I get back to the whole argument of
right because they're the ones who gave you the permission in the first place.
This is where I get back to the fact that the text of the law is what should matter.
I'm not talking about the law. I'm talking about the rules.
Well, we all know where I'll be tried. It's going to be in the court of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is the text of the law is what should matter. If the speed limit says you have to do 55 miles an hour and I'm doing 54, they shouldn't be able to pull me over and go, you are doing 58.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. So I'm going to tell you this. I built a school on that same road and I dropped the speed limit down to 20 miles an hour. Then what?
Well, then I drive 25 miles an hour.
Exactly. So what you're saying, basically, so why is the other thing doesn't count?
I get what you're saying.
Well, it's because of this. There are a couple things that I agree on completely in society. Is one, I don't get the right to aggress against someone else unless they are aggressive towards me. Now, I also don't get the right to put people in danger just because I feel like acting like a jackass.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that speed limit thing is just like, I'll tell you right now, I'm driving a truck. I had to borrow it from my dad because my truck's in the shop. His speedometer quit working. It's a 2003 Dodge 1500. I have driven for the last 2.5 weeks without a functioning speedometer because all I do is match my speed to traffic. I don't put anybody in any unnecessary danger. So me with my gun, I could have a full automatic saw sitting in my corner, and if it is no danger to anybody else,
that's not the way society is.
Then
listen. I live in Indiana. I drove in my truck for 2 years. I had a lever action 357 Rossi gun. That was my truck gun. Guess what? I thought it was perfectly legal. Guess what? It's illegal for me to have a loaded rifle in my car.
Where are you at?
But listen, I wasn't breaking the law. What? I wasn't taking the gun out and pointing it at nobody. And if the cop would have pulled me over and saw that gun, I would have gone to jail. And
ignorance of the law is no
defense.
I just wanted to go ahead. What's good, everybody? First and foremost,
what up,
I've been listening to. So I Google every goddamn thing. First and foremost, so I never had a clear understanding of like you buy a law of like PSA or something like that, right? And you build it up. Does that fall under the same rules? Because I'm in Maryland. You know what I mean? Everybody knows from Baltimore, so like that still falls under the thing.
This the deal. When you buy the law, see, whenever you buy a law from PSA and it's not a complete rifle, I always have it transferred as other. Never have it transferred as a pistol or a rifle because if it's other, it can be either. It can be whatever you want to make it.
Right.
But if
So I'm
you
gonna
buy it
check
as
my
a pistol,
77R. I'm gonna check my
your
7.
4473.
Yeah. Thank you. My
Yep.
fault. So,
Yeah,
like, I
4473.
believe
Yep.
if my memory serves me correct, it says other. You dig what I'm saying? But
Yep.
like, I think it was
So
Zach or somebody had said like, you at the range. You should. No, it was real deal. You at the range. Then what? You see what I'm saying? Like,
but if it's other, it don't matter. You can build it to whatever you want.
Because you bought it in the other configuration, so you bought it because you can make it what you want.
Yes, whatever you want.
You still run into the issue with if you don't follow the directives, like Coop said. If you don't go by the law and build it according to those specifications, you can run into a problem.
If you buy it as an other, and you slap a 10-inch barrel on it with a stock on the end of it, you better have that shit registered as an SBR.
As an SBR,
Once you
because
put
you're going
it
to jail.
in that configuration.
Let me crack that one, Maurice Evans. There are certain states where it doesn't matter what you do, you cannot own an SBR.
SBR, yeah,
That's a state problem. A lot of people.
Yeah, that's
a lot of states
regulations.
Hey,
and
damn, I
look,
need to do
Texas.
some more research then, because Maryland,
Look,
everybody,
dropping
not
off.
everybody,
Take care,
knows,
y'all.
but
Good
we
night.
got some dumbass rules.
Good
All right, bro.
You know what I mean?
Hey, look, and
around megs and
Yeah,
all
Maryland's
that. You know what I mean?
messed
Stupid
up.
shit. So I'm all right. So last question, right? So I got CCWC, right? They advertise, you know, for that insurance. I call these motherfuckers because the dude was like, you know, you got any, you know, legal questions kind of sort of pertaining to this. These motherfuckers ain't got back to me. It's been a week. So insurance wise, for like legal questions of like what we discussing, anybody got insurance that like
Brother,
actually pick up the phone?
Yeah,
To like,
well,
you know what I mean?
brother,
Have this type of conversation?
right now there is so much stuff up in the air. They don't have any answers.
They don't have no answers.
I don't think there's
No,
nothing.
that's for nothing.
There's no good answer for any of it. If you live in Maryland and you have a braced pistol, 10.5-inch braced pistol,
for the record, I
and
ain't
if
got no
this
great
ruling
pistol.
goes in and you can't have an SBR,
You can't have it, period.
do?
Your gun is illegal. Your gun illegal.
Your
Because
gun
you
is
live in the state
illegal.
of Maryland. You got to go to a family relative that doesn't live in Maryland. And you need to take it to their house.
Yep. Drop it
Because
off.
because you
Someone
get
else.
caught with it, you're going to get jammed up and you're going to get prosecuted.
You're going to jail.
So
You better build. You can build you an other, but that's a whole other thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
But it's not every state that lets you do that, though.
Yeah, every
Like
state
if you
won't
build
let you do
it-
it. That's true.
Yeah, it's not every
But
state.
Like if you build an AOW, you better make sure that all of your measurements fall within the measurements
The
for an
AOW.
AOW, which is
Any other weapon.
any other
Okay.
weapon.
So let me ask you a question.
And
Everybody
that's
on the
a
panel.
whole nother story.
It is.
Yeah.
Everybody
Whole
on the
nother
panel.
story.
I'm gonna
And
ask
that's a
you
$5
this.
stamp.
I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but maybe I'm gonna make some
Ruffle.
enemies.
Yeah, you
in
do.
this question.
Man, rough for the fellas, man.
Believe me, it's just a question, just to change it up a little
Ask
bit.
the question.
Do you think, at the end of the day, Americans, as much as we love our rights and our freedom, are kind of fucking spoiled brats about this shit?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Americans,
Well, I thought I was gonna make some enemies.
Americans are spoiled as hell, and there's no way to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can tell you right now.
Let me
No, real deal. Let me speak real quick.
yeah, you speak. You've been
Go,
trying
Rodney.
to talk.
I got family outside this nation right now, and if they had firearms, they'd be better off. But gangs,
Yes.
different local militias have taken over a country. Americans are spoiled, B. Y'all people
Yeah,
don't
Haiti-
realize how
Haiti is
good we
getting
got it
wrecked
here,
right
bro. We don't realize it. We don't
Yeah,
realize it because
we
people don't
think we have it
understand. Like,
really good.
people talk a lot of this. Oh, they're worried about the forthcoming socialists or Marxism. That shit ain't nothing. It's fantasy what these people are talking about until they live it. Until
Right.
they live it, bro. These people who scream communism and this group is communist and socialist, Marxist, they're coming for your guns. They're coming. Yo, bunch of BS, B. These people have never lived it and they will never understand it. I'm a byproduct.
I have said it plenty of times. Americans just have the prettiest bars on their cage. That's it. When we look through it and we see the prettiest bars, we don't see freedom in most cases because again, freedom, and this is where I've gone completely off the rails with it, is because it's like non-aggression. As long as I don't aggress on you and take something wrongfully from you, you can't take something wrongfully from me. Well, then the federal government ought to be able to eat a big giant bowl of things that are shaped phallically, and they shouldn't exist in our lives.
With 3-inch girt.
First of all,
at least 3 inch. I'm talking
at least 3-inch girt. I'm talking
First
about
of all,
3-inch girt.
We live in America and we think we're free. We're not free.
We're not.
Walk
You're not
into
free.
deli,
Go to another country.
Go
to another country. Go to
your
another
local
country.
deli, open up the door, and pee on the meat and see what happens to you.
Yep.
Let me tell y'all something.
You don't even have to go that far.
America is freer than most Americans think they are. I'm telling you, Americans are freer than most Americans.
All I know is
think
I
they
know
are.
that there's people that live in places like Rodney said. They walk outside and they just can't walk free. You got some guys who got guns who are gonna do whatever. I can walk out my front door right now with my big ass pistol on my hip and a rifle on my hip.
On God.
Go over to Walmart, walk to the store, buy me some hamburgers, buy me whatever I want.
Let me tell you something.
You want to know something? I'll be fine.
I live in South Florida, right outside of South Florida. You don't want to be in election season when it's in Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica, or most of the Caribbean islands. Most Americans have not seen that kind of violence.
No.
You think it's violent here? Most Americans have not seen.
Most Americans have only been exposed
Most
to
Americans have not
Black
seen
Lives Matter and Antifa. They show they have nothing on the other political groups in some other countries. That they don't just show up with black hoods and go beat someone with a bat. They blow the fucking joint up.
Yeah.
Bombs.
Like,
And blow your
listen,
brains
the other
out.
day, people got tired in Haiti in a specific time. They got tired of the gang. So what did they do? They crowded the gang and they started hitting them with petrol bombs. That's what we call them in the States.
Molotovs.
Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, and surrounded them with tires and killed the whole gang.
Right.
Americans have not seen that kind of violence here. People think the shit that we see in the streets, it was pumped on the news.
But
it's not nowhere close.
The real violence I ever saw was Warriors. I went to Warriors with my Mexican partner, and when we had to ride around with a convoy, we got it's pieces and cream. It's peaches and cream in the United States, man. You go across that border, man, it get real, man.
We are spoiled in this country.
So let me say this. If you take anything away from this talk tonight, this is what I want you to take away from this talk. If you agree with the pistol brace ruling or you don't agree with the pistol brace ruling, I don't care which you do. If you SBR it, great. If you don't SBR it, great. But they've signed it into the registry, so therefore it's active. If you make a stand and say, I'm not going to register my pistol brace, you go to the gun range, you don't have the proper paperwork, you can't get arrested. And you may say, I don't agree with it. They don't.
Your ass still getting arrested.
Your ass get arrested, and you can fight it in court. And then we'll see where you're at. But I just say, if you want to take that stand, then I'm with you. Go for it.
And that's the thing.
I'm not going to die.
That's not a hill, right? That's not a hill. That's not a hill I'm willing to die on.
Well, see,
not no pistol brace.
Not no pistol.
We talk about the hill to die on, okay? But
because I can still grab my AR pistols and everything else, and I can rap or whatever do, and I can still fire them motherfuckers and shoot some shit.
Let me say this. We always talk about what's going to set it off. What's going to set it off? Guess what? Nobody knows what's going to set it off.
What's going to set it off?
It set it off before over tea.
It might be
it could be somebody burnt cookies.
But I'm gonna tell you this here. The only hey, look, I'm gonna say this here. There's only one reason why the United States ain't been invaded. And y'all know why the United States ain't been invaded besides the Pacific Ocean? Because there's more guns in the U.S. than any other place on earth. We have more guns in the United States.
There's a famous quote that the Japanese said that if they were to invade this land, they would be a gun behind every blade of grass. Yeah. And that's why they wouldn't come all the way here, because they would get their ass.
But let me ask you, my argument is,
hold on. I just want to say
Go
good
ahead,
night
Erica.
to everybody. You guys enjoy the rest of your week.
I'm gonna bounce in just a second. So
Good night, Erica.
Yeah.
We was supposed to be frying fish.
But
what happened to you frying some shrimp or fish?
Oh, dude, I was frying shrimp earlier. Trust me. That's why I can keep all this goodness in one spot. Is because frying shit like that.
But this is my argument. I don't understand. I understand why people are getting upset because they're taking a freedom away from us. I understand it.
Are
But
you
this,
waving a spatula around?
Hang on. But this is what I don't understand. Is nobody had problems getting permission from Big Brother for having a pistol brace. They had the time to get rid of NFA, but everybody was happy with their pistol brace. Everybody was in their loading edge. I'm happy with this. This is all I need. But as soon as they changed their mind, everybody's this big. You can't do that. If they give you permission, they can take away their permission.
Yeah, well, that's
nobody has a problem
Well,
with
can I
somebody
say-
getting a tax stamp for a can, or if people SBR stuff before all this happened. Oh, you got an SBR? That's so cool, man. That's awesome. Nobody had a problem. But now,
Well, I will say this: I had a problem.
Everybody's.
I did too. Can I talk?
I had big
Yeah,
problems.
go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
Talk. Go ahead, Skillet.
Well,
But
my
listen.
thing is, I didn't get into weapons. I've been in weapons maybe 10 years now. Now, Billy, so you trying to put me on blast? No, my logo.
I just wanted to take a nice look at that nice logo that somebody designed your
Oh,
ass.
you did that, sir.
Funky ass.
Thank you so much, y'all. He did that.
Don't make me choke.
That's silly. But I got into guns late, and only reason I got into the pistol brace is because I didn't have to worry about calling and trying to figure out where I could take this. That was my biggest thing about the pistol brace. It wasn't necessarily about the gripe of them taking away. It was just the convenience of having it and not worrying about, well, if I take this to the state with the SBR, do they accept it? So that's my biggest thing with it. It's not to say that the government gonna do what they want to do. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, tyrants go to tyrant.
But at the same time, my thing is, if you was gonna end up doing that, and this right before I knew that they tried this a long time ago, why didn't y'all just put them in the back, and if you had a disability, sell them to the people with a disability? That's my biggest thing.
Well,
so
You should have had to provide handicap sticker or ID of some form.
You can't park into a handicap spot unless you have a handicap
I
sticker.
was just finna say that, bro.
That's see, and that's one of the things that gets under my skin with some things. Okay, if I have a product, I'm selling this skull cup just because it's sitting right here. Okay, I shouldn't have to ask people a questionnaire over why they want the skull cup. If the skull cup is selling, I should be able to sell my skull cup. Now, if you can prove to me that there were 97,000 people brained with my skull cup, well, then I might have an issue. Then I'm selling a product that might cause an unsafe condition.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to pistol braces, they're, anywhere from, you get the low estimate of 10 to,
30 million.
30 million out there. And there have been exactly like 3 shootings that actually were
Had a
pistol brace. But here's the thing. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to murder innocent people, and I know anything about firearms, do you
I'm getting a rifle.
think I'm going to slap a damn stock on that short barrel rifle and I'm just going to go out in my little blaze of glory?
Well, see, Coop, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm being devil's advocate or whatever. But
yeah, dude.
Here's why they're winning, because I agree with you. But here's why they're winning. The brace is not illegal.
No.
That's why they're winning.
Hey, Skilly.
Yep.
Because it's not illegal.
Hey, Skilly.
There's some guys around way smarter than us who thought about this and said, you know something?
Yep.
Just make it so they can't put the shit on. Don't say that they can't sell it. That's what they did with the bump stock.
Well,
the bump stock is totally different.
They said, Skilly, that the same dude that you beat up in a wheelchair, you think he had a brace?
Why you gotta bring it up, Billy?
That's messed up. That's jacked up, bro. You whooping wheelchair people now?
Y'all gonna make me die tonight. I'm gonna
This is my question for you.
Yeah.
So you wasn't upset when ATF said you could use the pistol brace. Why wasn't you upset that you couldn't use a stock?
Oh,
Why
I
did
was
you
pissed
accept
off.
it? Why did you accept that you could use a pistol brace?
Here's
accepted that
Because I
you
ain't want to
could
pay
use
the
a stock.
$200.
Here's this, Big. Okay, so like I explained to you. So when I grew up, I was mainly around hunting firearms.
That's
so
not the
we
question.
shot deer, we shot birds. You know, I didn't really get into the nuance of this until actually when I didn't have my rights. When I lost my rights, I started to dive into how all of these gun laws worked.
Right.
And then when I got my rights back, well,
Okay.
then I started to really look at it. So
Yeah.
when it came down to a pistol brace or a butt stock on something, yeah, it pissed me off like no other.
Okay, so what
because it doesn't make any sense when I can carry a Glock 19.
That's the thing. When you answer a question, you want to answer a question with another scenario. So when you got your rights back and you said, "Oh, I can use a pistol brace," you said, "Cool." Why didn't you get upset you couldn't use a stock?
I didn't want about it. Well, Big, trust me, I was pissed off about the stock. I was, because there's no reason in between a 16-inch barrel and a 15-inch barrel should be, at that time it was 5 years in prison. There's no reason that should be. When I went with the pistol brace, because one, I thought it was going to be fun to shoot it one-handed, honestly. But also because if I transport that firearm in between Georgia and
I don't
Alabama,
have to worry about it.
I don't have the extra
I don't have to worry about it.
We're not talking about getting a stamp. We're not talking about getting a stamp. Why didn't you get upset that you couldn't put a stock on it? I'm not talking about going through it.
Because you would have to pay the $200 in order to put the stock on it. I didn't want to do that.
Why did you accept using a pistol brace, but you didn't get upset about putting a stock on it? And if you did get upset,
I just told you I didn't want to pay the
what did
$200.
you do?
I love your argument.
That's the reason why.
I love your argument.
Yeah, it's a good argument, right, Bob?
I love his argument because look, I'm gonna piggyback on it when he's done. When Real Deal get done, because that's a good one.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Why didn't you get upset?
Hold on.
You accepted to use the pistol brace, but you did not accept. You didn't care. You didn't care about to using the stock because you could use the pistol brace.
No,
and you're pissed off that you can't use the pistol brace.
Hold on, Real.
I'm not pissed off. I'm
Pissed
just
off
not
about
gonna.
not having the stock.
Real. Listen to what I'm saying for just a second.
Okay, my man.
Because I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I was extremely pissed off about it. That's why I dove into the whole thing of the 1934 NFA hearings, and I wanted to know where all this shit came from, and I wanted to read it because that's historical record. You can go
what did you do?
Go to the Library of Congress, and you can look that shit up, and you can read it. So it wasn't a deal that I wasn't pissed off about it.
But what you do about
it? It was the deal that I found out that, hey, I can take a pistol brace. I don't have to bring it as an NFA item. And I can go write my goddamn senators and tell them they're fucking idiots for not getting this shit off the NFA in the first place. And if you want the evidence on that, brother man, I got it. I'll send you the letters.
Oh, I believe.
I'm
just saying, as a society, we all accepted the pistol brace because why? Because it was easy.
Well, yeah,
and we were all excited that ATF gave us permission, but now we're all pissed off.
Well, see, that's the thing.
ATF took away their permission.
But let me ask y'all this question: if they wouldn't have gave y'all a $200 amnesty, would all y'all go do that right now? If they wouldn't have gave you the 120 days, would you get up off your ass and go pay that $200?
I ain't registering now.
What did we gain? What did we gain?
I'm really mad.
I'm asking because everybody does this with the 120 days. But if you didn't have that 120 days to get it free, would you get off your ass within that 120 days and pay that $200?
Nope.
So my question is, this is my question, right?
So Skilly,
let me hear this question.
I turned one into an SBR because it's an AK, and I don't want an AK pistol without a stock on it. So I SBR'd that. If I did not get the free stamp, I would have paid $200 because I want a stock on it. I have a Strybog. that I refuse. I'm not going to turn it into anything other than a pistol. There's no brace on it, and I have a sling on it, and I shoot that just as good if it did have a pistol brace.
Right, there you go.
I did both.
So I got a good question, and this pretty much is for the chat. Is there anybody in here that is going to ride it out? Is there anybody in here that's going to comply, take the brace off, shoot the gun as it is without a brace or a stock on it, and just ride this shit out, wait for the shit to smoke clear? If it's a month, it's a year, whatever it may be.
Years.
I feel.
Well, I want
look,
to,
look,
but
look.
I don't know how to go about it. That's my biggest thing.
Hey, listen, Billy,
I'll
I'm gonna
figure
tell
it
you like
out.
this here, and I'm gonna say it out loud. I did it when they first made the rule before the 180 days, 50 days, whatever was over. I turned anything that had a pistol brace on it, and I done put a buffer tube on it. I put a pistol tube with the microphone on it because I know one thing. I know my reputation with the police. I know my interactions with the police. I understand when the feds was looking at me. I understand that I got a history with these folks, and I do YouTube. So I'm not going to give them no reason to come to my house so that shit can turn into a CNN
Ugly. Yeah.
I understand that,
episode.
bro. I
So,
understand that.
and that's what I did. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, hey, man, look, I comply because of the one thing. I got my grandkids at my house, and I don't care who you are. If anybody come and make my grandkids in danger, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to protect them. So I'm not gonna do nothing that's gonna make them people come to my house and be like, hey, Mr. Taylorberry Bug, let us see your pistol, but I ain't letting you see shit. You need to come back with a warrant, and then I'm gonna call my attorney and get the fuck out my door. I ain't even answering the door for you. I'm gonna talk to you through the door on the ring camera. And go on about your business, come back with a warrant. You come back with a warrant, then I'm gonna pull out all my stuff and go open up all my safes, and I'm gonna let you look. Hey, look, the brace and the pistols not even in the same place. I got my braces where my rifles are, and I got my pistols and safes totally away from there, locked up. So you can't say, hey, they're in the same vicinity, and you can't do that. And I got buffer tubes. I went and spent a lot of money switching out buffer tubes, and I'm talking about getting rid of Maxim. That hurt my heart. But you know what I'm saying, Maxim bracing that there. Oh my God, that oh Lord, y'all don't understand. That broke my heart. But now I got microphones, bro, and I tell anybody, don't put yourself in the trick bag to where they can hurt you or hurt your family. Because I know a lot of people that's really about that action, and I have to tell them, we might need you for later. You know what I'm saying? So no, don't do it for that. Don't do it for that. But
And
Facts,
the
bro.
piggyback off of
This
hold
is
on.
not
The
this is
piggyback
not
off of
this is not the
saying.
hill. This is not the hill.
that's just like the hill to die on.
Right,
No,
exactly.
it's
I don't
not.
want to be the first one. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh well, look at his dumb ass. Ain't wanna, you know what I mean?
Or
Follow
be in the
instructions.
fed.
And not to
Right,
mention the
exactly.
fact I keep
Or
seeing
you in the
they
feed.
they keep talking about shall not be infringed. See, I take issue to that because I understand what you're saying, but they didn't tell me I couldn't have my gun. They told me I couldn't have a brace. I don't see that as
Now,
to me. I don't see it as
wait a
infringement.
second though.
I can still shoot braces. I can still shoot.
They
Just
can
can't
tell
use. I
you
can add a brace
how
on it.
your gun can be configured.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
really have your gun?
I
That's
don't
why I
believe,
say.
but I don't believe that that's an infringement of me owning a firearm. I can still own
I passed on.
So
I
once
passed on a
Coop,
bunch
why
of
did you put a
hills
pistol brace
earlier.
on it in the first place?
Mine, I bought
Why
mine
did
with
you
it. I
put a
bought mine
pistol
with it.
brace on it in the first place?
Well,
I bought mine.
If you felt like you should be able to do anything you want to do with it, you should never put a pistol brace on it, and you should
You
have
should put a stock on them.
Well, that
And
was
see
an
that,
option.
that that's the thing.
That's a
The
choice
issue
that I
is
can make.
everybody
That's
got
the
their little
choice.
panties in a tight is because they changed
I'm
the rules
not.
of the game.
But can I
I'm
say
not.
this to y'all? Can I say this to y'all? And I want y'all to think about what I'm finna say.
Yeah, man.
I want everybody to think about what I'm finna say. See, when they did the pistol brace ruling, and when the ATF said that all pistol braces are SBRs, instead of fighting to get the brace back, they should have sued to put a stock on it and nullify SBRs for the simple fact common
That's
use.
coming.
Everybody ain't thinking common use. If you got 30 million people with a gun that the ATF said is an SBR, well, why don't fuck the brace? Let's get the stock.
Well, see, and this,
So the
this is where
ones, hold on, look,
this is
I'm
where I
trying
get
to
in an argue about common use, because what defines common use? So you have a stun gun case that was 250,000 stun guns across the United States, common use.
The use.
Okay, you have Democrats right now arguing that in
Millions.
a country of 350 million people, that 10 million ARs are not common use. See, this is where you get into having the government define things.
But this is also where you get into, you hear a piece of a law, and therefore you take it and you think it should apply here, and you should be able to apply it here. And you may be correct on that, but you may not be correct on that because
you're right.
I don't know all the laws. I'm not a constitutional scholar, nor am I a
Well, we ain't lawyers.
But everybody likes to take little bits of pieces of what the Supreme Court and says, well, I'll just apply it here, when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now, you don't know what you're talking about, Coop, but this is what I'm saying.
This is the reason why we're losing this argument.
That's right.
We're losing because every time the anti-gunners get smarter. That's why they're arguing the fact that, listen, I didn't tell you couldn't own the damn thing.
Right.
You can buy it as much as you want, but you just can't do this with it.
I'll ask you guys this. We should take all the pistol braces in the world and we should all come together and have one hell of a bonfire.
But you know what?
How are you going to take our stocks and put them on our ARs and say, suck it?
But I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Willing to do that.
If I SBR my stuff, I'm not taking my brace off. Assuming that I have them. I'm not going to go and put
the brace was never the cure. The brace is a side effect of the symptom of the virus.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
and so everybody's all excited about these pistol braces. F these.
No, really, what I'm saying is,
all you think these pistol braces did was make some white motherfucker a lot of money.
That's it, and they knew what they was doing, just like FRT. FRT, they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing, and set you up.
Chat that says, "What hill should I die on?" and I won't comply. I'm with you. Take your fucking pistol brace off your gun now and put a stock on it and man up.
Well, see, this is.
Well, give me the money for the stock. I was glad. I don't have money like that.
There's two things there.
Hold on, Skilly. Hold on. What is Coop saying?
I got to get Tackleberry because Tackleberry, 100%. Yes, when you talk about FRTs and something like that, this again is where I get to the actual textual definition
of the law.
Because with an FRT, the trigger resets every time before
the time you shoot it, right?
So the FRTs are not machine guns. Machine guns are I pull the trigger to the rear, one function of the trigger,
and it go
and it fires until I actually release the trigger. But that is a second
right. But guess
function
what?
of a trigger.
You're 100% right. But guess what? If I own one, and you guys can call me a sissy all you want. If I own one, and guess what? If the SWAT team of the ATF shows up at my house and says, "Give me that trigger," or we're coming in. Guess what? Here's the fucking trigger because I'm not dying over a stupid fucking trigger.
Shit ain't worth
it. That's not the time to fight. That's not the time for the fight.
Got to be a martyr.
The fight is not for me to die. The fight is for me to take it into court and fight.
Nope.
Fight is not for me to die on my porch.
Real. This is where I'll argue with on some of this shit because we hear that all the time. Hey, you get pulled over, you go to the court.
Let me ask the question. Ask the father of Ruby Ridge. If he could do it all over again, would he stand his ground like he did on Ruby Ridge, or would he rather have his family with him?
Yeah. Would he want his wife and his kid killed? No.
That's right.
Yeah,
how
nobody
many
wants
times do you have to go to a court that will shit on you because they are shills of the government in the first place?
Well, guess
how
what?
many times does that has to happen?
So I'm supposed
maybe a lot, but guess what? You only have to die one time.
Right,
you only have to die once.
Right. All right, I'm supposed to be the one that get killed over it.
Thanks, Chris.
No.
But see,
No, sir.
but see, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Can I say this real quick? I'm gonna let y'all go.
Go ahead.
The prohibition. Only reason why prohibition went through, everybody said it was non-compliance. No, it was able to be taxed. If they can put a tax on it, it'll be okay.
But that's the
if they can put a tax on it, it'll be okay.
I was going to
prohibition.
Everybody was drinking.
Prohibition affected almost everybody. Like everybody likes to drink. Most people don't like to shoot guns. There's a difference.
You're right. You're right.
We're a small section of society, and then
society
is even a smaller section of that small society in the 2A community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let
this
me
my
say
thing
this,
too.
and
Hold on. This my thing. Like it was a big flex to have SBR before, like you couldn't, you know what I mean, have pistol braces and all that. I understand, like, yeah, if you telling me I can't have something, yeah, I'm rubbed on, you know what I mean, the wrong way. You dig what I'm saying? But that was the biggest fucking flex, like, before this shit just happened. So what's the I can't say what's the issue because they telling me that we can't, but like if you just want SBR anyway, what the fuck is the point of
Here's something a lot of people don't think
You're
about
absolutely
with,
right. You're
with
absolutely
machine guns and SBRs and all that right now. Okay, so in 1984 they closed the market on basically full autos.
Full autos, right?
So I can build a full auto AK right now for $2,500. Easy, $2,500. Okay, right now that's like a $40,000 gun. So you have a lot of people invested in that market. Do you think those people want to see that restriction drop away to where they no longer have that $30,000 gun?
Why?
Nope.
Why do you
Especially
think? Why do you think marijuana was illegal in this country? Because
I know exactly why it was illegal.
Because it was bad for us smoking it.
No.
Because the cotton mills and the pharmaceuticals were losing too much money.
Well,
that's why marijuana became
the major thing with marijuana, believe it or not, was in between paper land and timber land. So it takes me decades to grow a stand of trees to be able to make products out of it. It literally, I could turn the same field over 3 times a year to make the same product.
What are we talking about?
Hey, you invited us.
I know 100% that all of us have different levels of interest, different levels of knowledge, and different levels of give a fuck when it does come to freedoms, rights, and anything surrounding the Second
and liberties.
I think we all still love freedom just as much. That's the tying factor.
We would
But
hope
it's not
so,
free.
but there's always going to be a disconcern or disagreement or some kind of judgment within it all. But do understand that we all reserve the right to have as much knowledge, input, or output as we want to. So at the end of this, I don't want anybody to think that because the person didn't think the same as they
No.
So,
ain't nobody like that. We good. Even me and Bill had and you know what? Me and Bill, real deal, never had a chill out. We just had a little chill out. But we okay. Me and real deal, we still
whoever jumped on that one felt like they did something fucked up tonight.
Hey, I already. Hit dog a holler.
I will say this, and I hope everybody gets this. Okay, I didn't start up my actual YouTube experience till about a year and some change ago. Being able to deal with all of you guys and being able to talk to all you guys has been the coolest thing on the freaking planet.
Yes, it has.
For real.
OJ, what up? That's my brother.
Without a doubt.
So cool.
And everybody from everywhere.
To get back to it again. So you say that you can build yourself a fully machine gun for $45.
No.
Or whatever. Who cares? Who cares?
See this man right here.
So
this man right here is missing.
The ability and the knowledge to build a machine gun, right?
Yes.
So why don't you do it? If you're free, I mean,
who said he didn't? He just ain't telling you.
Who said he didn't?
He just ain't telling you.
2 things, and I'll tell you this.
He's in the room full of machine guns.
One of them is this 3-year-old little boy right next to me right now. Now, am I willing to die on another hill so that I can not absolutely, but so that I can kind of make sure he grows up in a free country? Yeah, I will.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
But machine gun is worth it, correct?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Are you saying you building a machine gun is not worth dying over?
It sounds like somebody's opinion on this.
You'd rather be here to raise your 3-year-old?
No, Big. What I am saying is there's a certain amount of civility that I will accept because, like me and you, we accept one another. we don't have the right to aggress on one another.
Yeah.
We accept that. We don't need the government to tell us that.
I'm with
There
you.
are certain things that I respect from the government. Okay, I won't do that. But there are also certain things, once you push me so far into that corner,
then I'm gonna have to.
Dude, me getting in a fist fight with somebody has always been, you're gonna have to punch me at least 2 to 3 times. And then I'm going to try to take your fucking head off.
Because
let
me ask you this.
If you haven't knocked me out in 2 to 3 hits,
second shot might knock your ass out. I would advise against that.
if you haven't hit me in 2 to 3 times,
yeah, I would advise against that.
Hey, okay, Can I say this? Can I say this to you? If you hit me once, blow a kiss at me, try to feel on me, you're gonna get attacked. That's all. That's just what it is. Off the top, you walk up to me, talk about, hey, bud. It's going down.
Something that saves a lot of guys won't admit. I have a really, really long fuse. And it's been that way since I was
different.
Yeah, say it different. Say it different.
Hold on. Pause.
I have a really long. Okay, if you are a toaster and you are supposed to toast my toast, I have no fuse with you whatsoever.
No, that's worse.
What in the Brokeback Mountain is going on here?
Right.
Yeah. You want some butter on
my toast.
Just saying. It's nothing else. I'm an asshole, but I'm an honest asshole. I'm just saying.
So let me. So you're willing. So are you? Would you rather fight this in court and do everything you can, or are you willing to die in your front porch?
Nah, he wouldn't get naked. That man started getting naked.
At this point, brother, and
he got baby oil on.
I don't do serious all that much, but at this point, I'm willing to do the whole "I'm gonna die on my porch" thing.
So you think there's no reason to go to court? There's no reason to fight this
out, brother's case.
Or fight this
case. Hey, Rodney, be holding the dot, baby.
Do you know how many judges that Joe Biden has put on the courts in the last 3 years that will uphold all the unconstitutional gun control shit?
I'd rather be alive and fight this and not die. Once I'm dead, I can't fight no more, can I?
Yep.
Well, hey,
right there.
You could be like CRS and some other guys and rotting away in federal prison right now.
I'm gonna let somebody else
anything.
take the bullet and be the martyr, and I'll say, I remember Joe. He was a good man. Let's do this.
Wait, all I gotta say is, if I take the first bullet, you gotta get at least my initials tattooed right here on your head.
Can't do it. I promise my wife I never get tattoos on my neck, on my face, because.
Well, here's the thing that happened with the guy.
They can be really small.
Dude decided that he decided that he wanted to poke the bear and then make an example out of him.
That's right.
That's what happened.
But hey,
and that happens. That
honestly,
happens. It's wrong, but that's what's happening with him.
But honestly,
make an example
if we live in a truly free country,
we don't.
Okay,
no.
You should be able to poke that bear as long as you don't cross that line.
You want to be the one to decide.
We don't live in a free country. We live under an aristocracy.
You want to decide.
We run the government. Those are the noblemen, and we're the regular people, and we just have to do what they say. That's what they believe.
I don't want to decide where the line is. The line should be written in law, black and white,
and determined by man. You can everything we do on this planet is going to man is going to be involved.
Big. Here's a question for you. If me and you are reading a book, and the book says there's a big red cat, and you read the book and says there's a big red cat, I read the book, there's a big red cat. If Erica reads the book, there's a big red cat. Well, there's a big red cat.
Yeah, but that's not how the law works. The law is going to say, is that a tabby cat? How long is the head? How short is the head?
Yes.
That's what the law does.
He's got it 100%. That's where the lawyers come in. But I will use that definition to my dying day. There should be a bright line in between. There's a big red cat and there's a big blue cat. There's a line there. Blue and red are fucking different.
I'm looking at a big red button right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
I knew he was going to go there tonight.
Thanks, Billy. I know you done got like, God, like these guys.
Billy, you are a goddamn trooper, and your wife is a saint.
And this is what makes this fun. Everybody's not supposed to agree. If everybody agreed, to be the boringest shit on the planet.
The funniest shit is because Carbon Q got me into Erica got me into my family, and there's this whole circle that goes around in it. That got me back to Big, that got me back to everybody else, and all you guys are just cool as shit. So
it's a world.
Hey, the good news
is a serious world.
Good news is this Friday I'm buying a new gun.
That's what's up.
Hey,
do you care to tell what it is, or you just
I don't know the name of the gun, but I know what sound it makes when it takes a man's
life. That's right. Hey,
click.
Real going to the office tomorrow and say, I think I got him, guys.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
Get out there and vote for
Best YouTubers, My Fly Family. Is that what they say?
No, they're gonna vote for Real Deal to survive the apocalypse.
Just in general, get out there and vote. We are going to be shutting down the voting very, very shortly. So make sure you get out there, drop your vote, vote for your favorite gun tuber for whatever category.
On the voting in a week.
Yep, in a week.
Vote for me for the sexiest YouTuber.
Erica, if you don't drown Billy in like the next 5 days, I'll vote for you.
Look like you ain't going for nobody because I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Aside from that, man, y'all be safe out there. Enjoy the evening. Finish off your Monday nice and strong.
All right, bye. Be safe. Be easy.
And we will see y'all later. First of all, before we leave, I just want to make sure that we can leave out on a good note. Everybody, let's listen to Ray Official breathe us out of here and have a good night, y'all. Enjoy.